Let's see if this is acting up like last time. Green. Alright, look, everything's good to the spirit.
Yeah, I got the notification.
Notification gang. There we go. Okay. Notification gang.
Shalom, Soldier Daniela.
Is Daniela?
In there.
Shalom. I just got up not too long ago, so I seen I missed your call. If you're up after class, I'll return your call. Akia. Okay, hold on. Let me share this.
Shalom, Tazapani.
War Dog Tazapani. Now. All right, first and foremost, we give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh. We do so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world calls Christ, Yahweh Shai. It's your brother, Chief Priest Al-Azhar Ben Loya, a.k.a. the Guerrilla Hebrew.
This is Hassad.
And, yeah, this is officially the morning. This ain't no late night. It's the morning now. On the West Coast, it's still late night, 4:45. That's late night on the West Coast. For me, at least. But, yeah. Morning, everybody. I absolutely hate DJ Envy's voice when he said that.
Morning, everybody.
Morning,
DJ
Envy, Angela, Charlemagne, the guy.
We got a Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. This is every time.
Special guest in the building, 6'9". Nah, man, but Shalom, y'all. New moon coming in tonight. I know we've been in the Tuesday to Wednesday cycle, but the new moon actually comes in tomorrow at even. There's new moon, so all praise Yahweh Bashim Shah for that. But yeah, we're gonna continue in the program that we've been doing the last couple weeks, and plan to trudge on through dealing with chronicling the history of Israel as well as going over portions of the Torah. So today we're gonna be going over Genesis 21 to 24. Genesis 21 to 24. And this is gonna be dealing with, I believe, the birth of Isaac. And as well as Isaac and Rebekah's getting together, okay? Which is important because Isaac and Rebekah getting together, of course, is how we exist as a people. But not only that, right? Also, it sheds light on certain other things I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to do a spoiler alert. So, just stay tuned. We're going to get into all that. Genesis 21 to 24. Then we're going to be going into the law, Leviticus 7. Portion of Leviticus 7, and we're going to be going to Leviticus 10 to 13. So, yeah, moderators, please mind the chat. I'm seeing questions being asked.
We got a brother asking when we're going to be in Houston. We got another brother asking when we're going to be in Watts.
Watts, I'm not sure about Watts. We do our operations in Long Beach. You know the beach ain't but a hop and a skip. Just go right through Compton and you be in Long Beach. You see? Matter of fact, do y'all got this? No, Long Beach Boulevard don't run through Watts, but you ain't far. So next time, look for us in Long Beach. Well, next time I come to California, we may do a South Central camp, a South LA camp. South LA now. It's not South Central. You said what?
Jordan down door to door.
Jordan down door to door. That'll be great. That'll be really great. But yeah, so yeah, we'll let y'all know. But as of right now, as far as travel plans, volume up, volume all the way up. Volume as high as I can get it.
Maybe we just gotta speak louder, you think?
I mean, I'm talking kind of loud. Maybe you need to turn your volume up. I ain't talking louder than this. I'm gonna wake the kids up.
Okay.
What I was gonna say, but yeah, as what we have on the agenda right now, December. Matter of fact, let me just pull it. Hold on, let me pull it. Let me see. What do we got? What do we got right here? So this is what we have on the agenda. All right. They can see it, right? They should be able to. This is what we have on the agenda. December 14th to the 16th, we will be in South Florida, in the Miami metro area, Hollywood Beach, South Beach, Little Haiti, Golden Glade, etc. You behind?
No, I'm saying the title.
Oh my goodness. Hold on, y'all. What is wrong with me? 12-5. Changes are saved. Okay, it changed. Throughout I'm bugging. All praise Yahweh Shemel Shah. But yeah, so we will be in South Florida again, Miami area, South Beach, Hollywood Beach, Little Haiti, Golden Glades. December 14th to the 16th, pounding the pavement through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So look out for that. If you're in that area, hit us up. And also we have the Hebrew Summit, 12th MASHARAH YASHARAHLA Hebrew Summit going down in Atlanta, January 24th to 27th. All right, it's going down in a major way, hosted by HOI, Yahweh's Camp in Sicarii. It's going down. So be there, be square, man. Simple as that. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it, man. So yeah, Officer Hassad, let's turn to Genesis 21. And let's start from the top.
Okay. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 21, and verse 1. It says, "And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and Yahweh did unto Sarah as he had spoken, for Sarah conceived."
The Lord visited Sarah as he had said. Y'all are familiar with the story. We covered it last week. The Most High sent an angel to Abraham and told Abraham Sarah is going to conceive a son. Okay, read.
And bear Abraham a son in his old age.
Yeah, go ahead.
At the set time of which God had spoken to him.
In the exact time period that it was prophesied to Abraham by the angel of Yahweh, it occurred. Right? So read on.
And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bore to him, Isaac.
Isaac. He called him Isaac, right? Is he going to explain why?
No.
No, okay. So, what we have to understand about this name, and these names are important. It does, okay. These names are important. On a deeper level, we're not going to get too much in this. I'm going to, Most High, want to present an entire lesson just on the comings of Yahushua. In the names he's called prophetically and actually, right? Isaac being one of them, which is Yatazakak in the Hebrew, which literally means he shall laugh, right? What is that an allusion to? That's what we would call an omen nomen. All of the names of Yahushua are omen nomen. Almost all the names in the Bible are omen nomens, truthfully. What is the omen behind he shall laugh? It's saying he shall have the last laugh. Why? How is Yahushua going to have the last laugh? Because he's going to conquer the earth and no one's ever going to bring his kingdom down. So he's going to laugh last. He that laughs last, laughs the loudest. Who's going to have that last laugh? Yahushua. See? That's how the Most High set it up. Even Solomon, meaning of the man of peace. Yahushua, he is the deliverer. Melchizedek, the king of righteousness. Eliakim, the Most High shall raise. God shall raise him up. Raised of God. What's that? I'm leaving some Shiloh, also meaning tranquility. The tranquil one. Adam. Right? Meaning from the earth. The first man. Right? Or not the first man, but man rather. You see what I'm saying? So all of these things are illusions to something. They're what you would call an omen nomen. Right? Yeah, we're not going to be discussing the flat earth. If you just learned about the flat earth 2019, you're so late. Flat earth was hot 2 years ago. So yeah, so this is important to understand. But go ahead, officer.
Okay. It says, verse 4, and Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him.
Hold on. What is this?
Niggas is talking about the flat earth, bro.
Okay. Tribe of Judah, you're timed out. You come in here pushing any agenda again, it's going to be worse. I'm telling you that now, King. I timed him out?
Yeah, he's timed out.
You sure? Okay,
yeah,
there we go. Yeah, man. We're not. You can't see any planets, Derek Yehuda. That's false. You see lights in the sky. That's all you see. You see lights in the sky. You're not seeing planets. That is false. But that's not what we're talking about. So keep all that out of here. We're talking about Genesis 21, 22, 23, and 24. Right? Go ahead.
Come on. It says, verse 6, and Sarah said...
Hold on. And moderators, any brothers start coming in here talking about anything off topic, put them in timeout. Don't ban them. Put them in timeout. After they come out of timeout, if they do it again, get them the hell out of here.
Come.
Please, Baba Kusha. Matter of fact, let me see something. Soldier Danyala, I just upgraded you to moderator. Bunyamin, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and shoot. Shoot when you see him. Shalom to the sister Uniqua. Right, so go ahead.
Come. And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me.
That's right. So I made you to laugh, so all that hear it may laugh with me. Right, read on.
Come. And verse 7, and she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given children suck?
Yeah, it's just insane to think that this woman in her old age was going to give birth to a child. Right? So go ahead.
For I have borne him a son in his old age.
Go ahead.
And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned.
Right, a great feast the same day that Isaac is weaned. People call this a birthday. Do you know that? People are trying to say this is a birthday party. It's not a birthday party. It's like a baby shower, right? So in the ancient days, you would have a baby shower after the baby was born. Does anybody know why you would have a baby shower after the baby was born? Do you know? Because you didn't have ultrasound 4,000 years ago. You didn't have a gender reveal party 4,000. You know why? Because you didn't know until you had the baby. You didn't know. So after he was weaned, after he had started sucking on the breast, which is not at one, it varies per individual. They essentially had a feast. They commemorated the celebration of this child coming in, and people brought gifts. It's like a baby shower, right? So go ahead. And this is not something that they did annually. All right. So read on.
It says, and Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son.
Bro, read that again from the top.
Verse 10, Genesis 21:10. Wherefore she said unto Abraham.
This is what Sarah is saying to Abraham. Read.
Cast out this bondwoman.
Get rid of the slave girl. Read.
And her son.
And her child. Get rid of them. Read on.
For the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son.
That's right. The son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with my son. Meaning, they not equals here. And he's not over my son. Right? Read on.
Shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman. And all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice.
So the angel is saying, listen, don't, naturally, this is Abraham's son. He's what, 13 at this time? It's been his boy for years. It's his son. And he has an affinity to a Hagar. He has a ongoing sexual relationship and romantic relationship with Hagar. So this is not just somebody it's just not just nobody, that Sarah's asking him to get rid of. But the angel is telling him, read it from the top with the angel.
Genesis 21:12. And God said unto Abraham.
So the angel, the Most High is speaking through the angel, all right? Through the medium. Read.
Let it not be grievous in thy sight.
Okay, don't let this tear you apart like I know it is. Let it not be grievous in your sight. Read on.
Because of the lad.
Because of your boy, your son. Right? Read on.
And because of thy bondwoman.
Because of that woman that you like. Read.
And all that Sarah.
Egyptian woman is freaks. Go ahead.
And all that Sarah hath said unto thee. Hearken unto her voice. For in Isaac shall thy seed be
You
called.
listen to her, she's right. In Isaac shall thy seed be called. That's Isaac is who I chose. See, so this is the precursor to Jacob and Esau, who's Isaac's sons. The precursor is I'm loving one and I'm hating the other. I loved Isaac, I hated Ishmael. The next generation, he's going to love Jacob and hate Esau. Why? Somebody may say, SACRAMENTO, they may ask, well, why? Because he does whatever the hell he wants, man. He's God. He's Yahweh. He's he that is. He's he that he is existence. You see what I'm saying? And you got people, I'm going to tell you how stupid people are. You got this phraseology that people are employing now. The universe, the universe, the universe. I just want to thank the universe. Let me tell you, I don't thank the universe. That's like thanking your house for living in it. Yeah. I thank the creator of the universe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The same guy who, if somebody had two sons and he said, to hell with one, and I love the other one. And then the next generation repeated the process.
Yeah.
To hell with one, I love the other one. Right? Precept.
This is Romans 9:7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham.
Neither because they are, because that's what you would think initially, right? This is Abraham's son, Ishmael. How is he just going to be thrown to the wolves, kicked to the streets? Read on.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children.
Mm-hmm. Just because you're Abraham's son does not make you a child of God. This is a cut. What is the rhetoric that we've learned in the church? We're all children of God. I mean, if you look at it in the broad sense of we're all creations of God, certainly. But we're not all children of God. Read it again.
This is Romans 9:7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham.
Not because you are the seed of Abraham. Read.
Are they all children?
That's right. So just because you're Abraham's child does not make you a child of God. Read.
But in Isaac.
In who?
In Isaac.
In Isaac. Read on.
Shall thy seed be called.
What does that demonstrate? The rejection of Ishmael.
Yeah.
The rejection of that child.
Yeah.
Read on.
It's like, if I may too, not even also the rejection of, because you remember Abraham had many sons, and through them you had even Esau, rejection of Esau. Just because you're a child of Abraham don't make you a child of God.
That's right.
It says, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
But in what?
But in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
So this is also, it tells us a lot. In Isaac shalt thou seed be called. Because if, as you see later all throughout the Bible, we're called Abraham's kids, right? But then somebody may say, well, Abraham had all these kids. But it says in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Meaning really, technically, though physically Abraham had several other children, we in the spirit are the only children of Abraham. As far as the Most High is concerned, he only reckoned Isaac and Israel and Jacob the children of Abraham. Nobody else is reckoned as the children of Abraham. Nobody. So go ahead.
That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children
You're
of
the
God.
children of his flesh. You're the children of, he liked it Hagar, and he had sex with her, and he had a baby with her. Yeah. You're the children of, he liked it Keturah, and he had babies with him. Right? But the child of the spirit was the child of whom God called a princess. Sarah. Changed her name from Sarai, Sharayah, to Sharai. She's a princess. And through her, in her old age, when you thought she couldn't bear seed, I will in the spirit give you a seed. You see? Was it an immaculate conception? No.
Yeah.
Of course not. But in the spirit was conceived Isaac. And that's the child of the spirit. And that's whose forefather we have. That's our forefather.
Yeah.
So we are the children of the spirit. So we are the children of Abraham. And all those other children of Abraham, they're not even really the children of Abraham.
Yeah.
Right? But go ahead.
Yeah, and that's, just going back to that, the way Ishmael even came about was because Sarah felt bad for her not being able to have kids. So she, all right, just go into Hagar. Versus how Isaac came in was the Most High giving a promise to Abraham to his seed.
And it had to do with faith.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? It all had to do with faith. We have, like the Officer Debacle Ward said, we have several videos on what they call the Star of David. Just YouTube search Sicarii. 9 times out of 10, if you want clarification on several topics, just put in Sicarii and whatever the topic is. And, 75% of the time we got a video on it. But go ahead.
Verse 8. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God.
These are not the children of God. They're not. Yeah, right? Like Assad said, like, sub, share, super chat. They are not the children of God. Ishmael is not a child of God. Esau is not a child of God. Them other kids he had by Keturah later on in life, who he had down there, Midian, Afar, all them niggas, they not children of God. Go ahead.
But the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
Who is the children of the promise? He made a promise in concerning Isaac. That's who is counted as the seed of Abraham in the eyes of God. Read.
I'm just keep going. It says, for this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, well, that goes into something else. That's pretty much on that.
So like it, and get Galatians 4.
4, yeah. I know.
Get start at like 18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to start at 18 and read into 24.
Okay.
I know a lot of people go to Galatians 4 and 26. What, 26 or 24?
Yeah, it's 26.
Everybody goes, Jerusalem is the mother of us all. See, the Bible says Jerusalem is the motherland. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That verse is used and abused out of context by Hebrew Israelites. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, that's right.
That does not mean Jerusalem is the motherland. Okay? The motherland is the whole Fertile Crescent. So that would be from the Nile to the Euphrates. So partially in Africa and partially what would be reckoned as Asia. Okay? The water Derek Yehuda, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah. I really appreciate that. So what we have to understand is this. That scripture is being totally ripped out of context.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're hearing this, don't do it. Don't do it. Right. So go ahead.
This is Romans.
No, class didn't start early. It started late.
Yeah.
Go ahead. But you can say it started early. Yeah. Right. Go ahead.
This is Galatians chapter 4, verse 22. I think is what you want.
No, I need to start up.
18.
What's 18 say?
But it is good to be zealous, affected always in a good thing. I thought anything about for it is written. Abraham had 2 sons.
Am I tripping? Let me see.
Galatians 4 and
20. I brought this out. I want to say I started at 18 when I cut. It was the Muslim dude who was in Atlanta with HOI. Shower Part was dealing with the Muslim cat, and I brought it out. Did I start it? I want to say I'm in Ephesians. I'm bugging. Where Galatians at?
I think it's verse 22 is what you want.
Please let me check a look.
Because that's what the context is.
That's what the context begins.
22.
22. Let me shoot for one. Yeah, you're right. So like it.
This is Galatians 4 and 22. For it is written that Abraham had 2 sons.
Abraham had 2 sons. Go ahead.
The one by a bondwoman, the one by a bondmaid. The other by a free woman.
That's right. So he had Sarah, and then he had Hagar. Read on.
But he who was of the bondwoman,
he that is of the bondwoman, Ishmael, read,
was born after the flesh.
After the flesh, read on.
But he of the free woman was by promise.
Was by what?
Promise.
Because there was a promise made. Right? Read on.
Which things are an allegory.
Which things are what?
An allegory.
These have an allegorical meaning in symbology. Right? So this is why you have to start here to understand when it says Jerusalem above is free and the mother of us all. It's an allegory. It's not literal. It's an allegory. Read on.
For these are the 2 covenants.
Yoshi, we love some. Go ahead.
The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage.
Go ahead.
Which is Hagar. For this Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia.
So he says that Hagar is allegorically a reference to Mount Sinai in Arabia, the Arabians or the Ishmaelites. The water to the sister Uniqua. But it also shows that Esau is not the Arabs, because it's clearly identifying the descendants of Hagar, Ishmael, as the people of Arabia. That's number 1. Right? But it's allegorically referencing the covenant that was made between the covenant the Most High made with Hagar, that Ishmael was going to be great. We read about that last week. Ishmael is going to be great, etc. Right? He's going to have many children, and he's going to be great. But he's not going to be the chosen, but he's still going to be great. That's what that covenant is. The covenant made at Sinai with Hagar, which we read about last week. Right, read on.
For this Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia.
Go ahead.
And answereth to Jerusalem.
And what?
Answereth to Jerusalem.
She answereth to Jerusalem because Hagar was the slave of Sarah. So she answered to Jerusalem. Right? So, read on.
And answered to Jerusalem, which now is and is in bondage with her children.
Read on.
And it's so crazy. Verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above.
Jerusalem, which is above, which is over. Jerusalem, which is over Hagar, which is over Sinai, which is over Arabia, higher in rank in classification. Jerusalem, read.
Which is above is free.
Because Sarah is the free woman. So he's likening Arabia to Jerusalem. So Jerusalem is free, read.
Which is the mother of us all.
Which is our foremother, which we come from. It's not talking about where the motherland is. It's talking about Jerusalem is allegorically Sarah, and Sarah is our foremother. That's what it's saying. It's not saying anything. It's not saying the motherland, the beginning of civilization started. It's not saying any of that. It's saying that Jerusalem represents Sarah, and Sarah is our mom. That's it. Sarah's not everyone's mom. Sarah's our mother. Gotta understand that. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's that essentially proves who the Galatians that Paul is addressing.
It proves the Galatians are Israelites. It proves that slavery. It's proving slavery.
Yeah.
It says she's in bondage with her children.
Yeah.
Hagar is in slavery with her kids. To who? To Sarah and her kids.
Yeah. Imagine there were Ishmaelites here, and Paul is just telling them, yeah, you
guys are just our slaves. You see what I'm saying? These people, they don't know Paul. So stop going to this scripture to say Jerusalem is the motherland, because it's not. That's a lie. One, there's a large area that's a motherland. That's the garden, or that's the midst. That's the midst of the garden, rather. That's the middle of the garden. The midst of the garden is Jerusalem. But there's a garden that you can technically call the motherland, which is from the Nile to Euphrates. Okay, a large area. But that scripture proves slavery, and it proves the Galatians are Israelites, though. All right, so start using it for what it's there for, what it proves, right? Let's go back to Genesis 21.
Genesis 21 and 13. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abraham rose up early.
He said, I will make him a nation, because he is a child of Abraham physically, so he's going to be blessed and made great. Right? Read on.
And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away.
Hey, sent her out. Hey, look, gave her something. Go ahead, man. Read.
And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba.
And there, y'all gotta understand something as well. Why chapters like Romans 9 exist in Galatians 4, like the precepts we just read, was because when we get later on in time, before the advent of Islam, before the white man put on Christianity, the children of Esau and the children of Ishmael were constantly vying to be chosen. This is an age-old battle. Y'all got to understand, this is an age-old battle. The jealousy of the sons of Abraham that were not chosen have always consistently attempted to dethrone us, to add themselves in there. And the maturation of that is Christianity and Islam. But that's why Paul went out of his way to write Romans 9 and Galatians 4 to clarify, when these Edomites and these Ishmaelites come and try to add themselves in there, no, they've been rejected. It's not for them. See what I'm saying? But go ahead.
It says, verse 15, and the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat her down over against him in a good way off, as it were a bow shot, for she said, let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him.
She done left this nigga to die. Yeah, but that's the Egyptian woman for you. Infant health is not one of their strong suits. They're known for killing babies. Right? She left this little nigga to die. Ishmael, you almost didn't exist. Left it up to your mama. Go ahead.
And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And God heard the voice.
See, this ain't no black woman, man. Right? I mean, she's black in skin. Don't get this too. But when I say black woman, I mean an Israelite woman. This is no Israel. The Israelite woman is not just going to leave her child to die like that. Not unless she just is bugged out mentally. She's not going to. If she hates her child and she's bugged out, she'll do it. But I'm talking about like just give up hope. No, the black woman is not just the Hebrew Israelite woman of any of the tribes. She's not just giving up hope. That's why in Exodus 1 it tells you that the Israelite women were lively, not like the Egyptian women. You see what I'm saying? This woman, this Hamitic woman, she just gave up hope on her son walking in the desert. You from the desert, right? Read on.
Oh yeah, you come. It says, and God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven.
Here come the angel. The Most High heard it. Now, mind you, the Most High made a promise. Ishmael was going to be great. And this shows that the lack of faith Hagar had. An angel had already came to her and told her that his son is going to be great.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be multitudes of people. They're going to have power. There almost wasn't a Dubai. Leave it up to Hagar. Would be no Dubai. Would be no Air Emirates. Right? None of that. Wouldn't be all that good music. Wouldn't be no halal spots all in your neighborhood. It wouldn't happen. Go ahead.
It says, and said unto her, what aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God hath heard the voice of the lad where he is.
Don't be afraid. God heard the voice. He made a promise concerning this boy. So what? He's not going to allow anything to happen to him. Read on.
It says, arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thine hands, for I'll make him a great nation.
I'm going to make him a great nation, man. I already told you that. Go ahead.
And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the bottle with water, and gave the lad drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer.
Dwell in the wilderness, became an archer, right? So he was skilled in using bow and arrow. Ishmael was. Okay, so this is serious here, and this is an indication to his skill and uses of weaponry to this day, right? So read on.
And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt.
So his mom went into Egypt, and got a nice Egyptian woman like herself, right? So I want to look up real quick Paran, because I've always tried to. As we go over these classes, I definitely want to give everybody a geographical understanding of where this stuff is playing out. Okay. So it's Hijaz. They call it Hijaz today.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, in Saudi Arabia, which is a very large. Saudi Arabia is expansive. Right, so I just want to show you.
Well, see, that proves the Ishmaelites are Arabs.
You see? It's the cut. Cancel, not that.
Brother said that Ishmael needs deodorant.
Does Ishmael need deodorant? Certainly they do. They most certainly need them some deodorant. And fast. Not browser. How do I do a window capture? There we go. Window. This one, let me see. Title. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so as y'all can see, this is Hijaz. You see it here in Saudi Arabia. Let me zoom in a little bit. Why that didn't help. Well, yeah, so this is where it is. It's south of Israel, down here, Saudi Arabia, along the coast of what I believe is just the Red Sea. Yeah. Just so y'all can get a visual understanding geographically of where all this was happening at, right? But go ahead.
Okay, yeah, it's okay. It says, verse 22, and it came to pass at that time that Abimelech and Phicol, the chief captain of his host, spake unto Abraham, saying, God is with thee in all that thou doest. Now therefore swear unto me here by God that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me, and to the lands wherein thou hast sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear.
So Abraham swore to Sarah, correct?
No, this is to this is Abraham swore to Abimelech.
To Abimelech. Oh yeah, Salak Abimelech. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
My fault.
It says, and Abraham reproved Abimelech because of a well of water, which Abimelech's servants had violently taken away.
Go ahead.
And Abimelech said, I wot not who had done this thing, neither didst thou tell me, neither yet heard I of it, but today.
I just heard of this thing. Go ahead.
And Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them unto Abimelech, and both of them made a covenant. And Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what mean these 7 ewe lambs which thou hast set by themselves?
Okay, so why are you doing this? Why are you bringing these 7 lambs, right?
And he said, for these 7 ewe lambs shalt thou take of my hands, that they may be a witness unto me that I have digged this well.
Go ahead. So they're bringing it up as a sign, as a witness, right? Go ahead.
Wherefore he called that place Beersheba, because there they swear both of them. Thus they made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech rose up and called the chief captain of his hosts, and they returned into the land of the Philistines. And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba, and called thereon the name of Yahweh, the everlasting God. And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines' land many days.
Right, so he was living amongst the Philistines, right? Which the Philistines are Egyptians that had conquested, or not even conquested, but they went and annexed a portion of what they call the Levant. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrakatan the water to create a vision productions. Thank you, brother. Go ahead.
Chapter 22, verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham. And he said, behold, here I am. And he said, take now thy son, thine only son Isaac.
So this is the Most High coming with a test to our forefather Abraham. And Mook, we gonna come to Little Rock Most High willing, but I got to get back to you. We'll make an announcement as to when. It's just things ain't go right last time. So Most High will certainly be coming on. But the Most High getting ready to test Abraham's faith out. And this is going to be monumental. This is one of the most important accounts in the Bible. It's one of the most important accounts in the Bible. Quinn, we don't deal with astrology. One of the most important accounts in the Bible. And it's an indication of faith and works. It's an indication of faith and works. And James elaborates on it, but it also is a precursor to Yahushua, to Christ. What we're getting ready to read about. So pay close attention, because this is very important as a building block to the rest of the entire Bible. Right? So read on.
It says, and he said, take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains.
He said, take your son and offer him for a burnt offering. The water branding huge Yahweh Shem Yahweh Barakatah. All praises, man. All praises. Glad you woke, man. The water for the donation, King. Go ahead.
It says, and offer him therefore a burnt offering upon one of the mountains, which I will tell thee of. It says, and Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass.
Real quick, the brother said, does this test prove it's not faith alone? Yes. The water to the sister Mary B. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Barakatah sister. Yes, Jim. It proves that not faith alone. His faith, he showed his faith by his works. He showed his faith in the Most High through going to do it. Then he didn't have to go through with it. You see what I'm saying? But it was a perfect balance of faith and works. And it gives us the building block for why we need to have the combination of both. That perfect balance of both. The big to most people not speak where you speak. That took a lot of all praise to the Most High. Yeah, and the thing is, pride by JC, I didn't realize it was going to be so many devils there. Like,
yeah.
I thought it was going to be, and there was a lot of Israelites there too, though. Don't get it twisted, but there was just more Edomites. You know what I'm saying? But it was 100,000 people there. You know what I'm saying? Over that, because there was tailgaters that couldn't even get in. There are people that pay $50 just to watch the game in the courtyard of AT&T Stadium. Yeah. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
People who pay $50 just to watch it on a TV screen in front. So there was a lot of people there. The most people I've ever seen in my life were there. at one time. And it was great. There were a lot of Jakes there, but it was just so many Edomites. And the thing about Israelites in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, they don't like talking. For whatever reason, they don't like talking to people. You know what I'm saying? As far as camp engagements, it doesn't happen all that much. So, of course, the Edomites were more emboldened to come in and listen. But go ahead. We follow the dark moon, Kumbaya. But go ahead.
Come. It says, verse 3, and Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went unto the place of which God hath told him.
He has so much faith. Shalom, see the truth. Abraham has so much faith, and the Most High had done so much for him at this point. When the Most High gave him this order, he went to do it. He saddled up, and he went to do it. Read on.
Come. Verse 4. And then on the 3rd day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto his young men, abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship and come again to you.
So y'all just kick it. Me and him, we getting ready to go worship. Read on.
And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, my father. And he said, here am I, my son. And he said, behold, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering?
So Isaac is looking like, hey, Pops, man, hey, where that lamb at?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And Abraham said, my son, God will provide himself a lamb.
He said, don't worry about it. The Most High is going to provide himself a lamb. God, read that part again.
And Abraham said, my son, God will provide himself a lamb.
Ooh-wee.
For a burnt offering.
The lamb is Isaac.
Yeah.
He just wasn't the lamb yet. But he was going to be the lamb. Then he gave him something else. But later on, in a later life, he's the lamb. Read it.
This is John chapter 1 verse 29. The next day John seeth Yahushua coming unto him, and he saith, behold, the Lamb of God, which taketh away the sin of the world.
The Lamb of God, which take away the sin of the world. Why did he call him the Lamb of God, which take away the sin of the world? Because he got to get sacrificed. It's that simple. Who is this? Mook. Yeah, Mook. Text the number again. I'm going to get back. There's a lot of text messages on that line, so I'm going to get back to him. But yeah, so this is what occurred. Shalom to Brother Shalom as well. This is what occurred during this time period. He was getting ready to sacrifice his son. God will provide himself a lamb. That's a heavy sentence that our forefather Abraham said right there. Read.
It says, and Abraham said, my son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together. And they came to the place which God had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood.
He tied his boy up and laid him on this altar, man. Read.
And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of Yahweh called unto him out of heaven, and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, here am I.
Go ahead.
It's because he's got the knife up like this. Like, Abraham, like, stop.
Here's the faith. He had faith. The work was there. There was faith and work right there. That boy was as good as dead. Go ahead.
And he said, lay not thine hand upon the lad.
Don't do it. Abraham, don't do it. Read on.
Lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him.
For don't do anything to that boy. Go ahead.
For now I know that thou fearest God.
But now I know you proving your faith. Now I know that thou fearest God. Your faith is proven. Right now, your faith is emphatically proven that you were about to sacrifice your son because the Most High told you to. Read on.
Seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son.
That's right. You have not withheld your only son. I told you to cast away your other son. You cast him away. I told you to kill the son that was given to you in your old age. And you were going to do it because I said so. What does that prove? Our forefather Abraham put Yahweh first. He put Yahweh first in all things. You're Abraham's seed. So when you have in faith, you're going to put Yahweh first in all things like your father Abraham does. That's how you become becoming of a child of Abraham, a child of God. Read on.
Come. It says, thine only son from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in a thicket by his horns.
So look, the ram is caught. You ain't got to go catch the ram. He's caught. Read.
And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son.
That's right. You got to move his son, offer the ram up for the burnt offering. Go ahead.
Come. And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah Jireh, as it is.
Yeah, Jehovah Jireh. Jehovah Jireh. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jehovah Jireh was Yahweh Yerah.
Yahweh Yerah, yeah.
As it is said to this day, in the mount of the Lord it shall be seen.
Right. So Yahweh Yerah means fear of Yahweh. Right, I believe. Go ahead.
And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, By myself have I sworn, saith Yahweh, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven.
So here's what you have to understand. Because our forefather Abraham was going to sacrifice our forefather Isaac, the reason why you're a chosen person of God, the reason God loves you, the reason why you're above everybody else on the earth, the reason why you're so special, the reason why Yahweh Shah, who you call Christ, died for you, the reason why he's going to come back and save us, the reason why we're not just going to pine away and just disintegrate here in America, is simply because Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac. There's nothing great about you. You're not this huge, great thing, and you're not just so super righteous. It literally is a promise given to this man based on his righteous works. Now, we're supposed to follow in his stead, but there's literally nothing that we did to be this great chosen people. We didn't do it. He did it. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 7 and 8, verse 7. It says, The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people.
We're the fewest. We went into Egypt, 70 niggas. 70 niggas, that's it. Go ahead.
It says, But because Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath Yahweh brought you out of with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the hand of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh king of Egypt.
It's all a promise. It's all about a promise. Yahweh is a man of his word. That's why we got to be men of our word, right? He made a promise to our forefathers. So this is what this is all about. Why? How are we going to get saved out of America? Why? Because of a promise. And we believe in that promise. And we believe in that promise so much, we have hope and we have faith in that promise. And we hold up our end of the bargain of that promise. The promise that our forefathers made, that we would keep the law, statutes, commandments, and have the faith. That's the promise. Right? Yeah, we got brothers in Houston. If you look into YouTube, put in Ecclesiastes and then the numbers 12 v13. Go on there. That's the brother's channel. Brother Tazabah, brother War Dog Yaquab. Those brothers out there pushing a hard line in Houston. So go on that channel, leave a comment, get in touch with those Akim, and they can let you know the information. Right? But go ahead.
So this is the one I wanted. Deuteronomy 9 and 5. Not for thy righteousness or for the uprightness of thine heart.
We're not just so righteous. Look at us as a people, man. We're going crazy right now, right? So not for our righteousness, read on.
Dost thou go to possess their land?
We're not going to go back to Israel the same way that our forefathers went out of Egypt. Number one, how do we come out of Egypt? Did the Most High send Moses to us in Egypt and say, okay, y'all got to do X, Y, and Z in order to get delivered? No, he just came and got us.
Yeah.
We literally didn't have to do anything until we get into the wilderness. Right? Except for keep the Passover. That was the only commandment that we really had. Keep the Passover. Put blood on your door. That's it. Read.
It says...
That's right. Like saying Romans 9, to who are the promises? To our fathers, to whom are the promises? It's all about promises. That's it. Read.
Dost thou go to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee, and that he may perform the word which Yahweh sware unto thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
So what Yahweh is saying is, these niggas is wicked as hell, and I promise your father, so I'm going to do this for you. So this is what our salvation is based off of. All right? So don't kid yourself into thinking that you're so great and you're so righteous. Don't kid yourself. We are a great people and we are better than other people. We've been created, though, that way. We're not better than other people on our own merit. We're better than other people because God created us this way, and he created us this way because he chose us, and his choosing of us is predicated upon Abraham and the promises. So read.
Okay. This is Genesis chapter 22, verse 17. That in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice.
Oh my God. All the nations are going to be blessed. Yeah. Is it going to see the blessed day that blessed thee? Here?
No, not here.
Get it real quick. Because we got to understand what all the nations being blessed. People say that this means everyone can get salvation in Christ, because in Abraham shall all the nations be blessed. I know it sounds good. We're going to show you how to cut that in the spirit. Real quick like
This is Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
I will bless them that bless thee, and I will curse them that curse thee. Right? Both. What chapter is that?
12.
Oh yeah, we already read that part, right? A couple weeks ago. So blessing them that bless us and cursing them that curse us means if they do good to us, God will be good to them. If they do bad to us, God will be bad to them. What nation has blessed us? Nation now, not a person. This is what they do. They go there and they talk about one person. No, not a person. It says a nation, man. A whole nation.
Yeah.
What nation has blessed the Israelites?
Come.
At this juncture, none. So none of y'all getting blessed. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's why you got these dumb Christians talking about, we gotta bless, let's bless Israel so we can receive blessings.
Yeah. That's why America gives all that money to Israel, right?
Blessing Israel.
So God can bless America. White man is the devil.
Well, America's gonna get blessed with a bomb.
You're gonna be blessed with thermal. It's gonna be baptized in thermonuclear fire.
That's right.
What nation has been good to us, man? Name me one nation that's been good to us. Hold that. First Maccabees 2 and 10, please. So we can see if there's been any nation good to us in the spirit.
That's right, Akia. This is First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "What nation hath not got part of her in Aslaga? What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom?"
He said, "What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom? What nation has not oppressed us? Has not done something wrong to us? Has not tried to overthrow us? Has not tried to enslave us?" It said that we're scattered in all nations in slavery. So what is every nation has done us wrong? Read on.
And gotten of her spoils.
And what?
Gotten of her spoils.
Every nation has robbed us in the world.
Yeah.
It says, what nation has it? A rhetorical question, meaning everybody has.
Yeah, for sure.
You see? So what does that let us know? Every nation has cursed us. So what is God going to give every nation? A curse.
Yeah.
Destruction and slavery for a millennium. Go ahead.
This is just further substantiating that. This is Psalm chapter 79, verse 6. "Pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee."
Pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee. Right, read on.
"And upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name, for they have devoured Jacob."
For what?
They have devoured Jacob.
They have devoured Jacob. What's happened? People devoured the Israelites. So the wrath needs to be poured out. That's a curse. So no, the nations are not being blessed. They had an opportunity to get blessed. And that blessing is not salvation. But guess what? They did us wrong. So there is no blessing. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then just coupling that with Jeremiah 30, I believe it's 30 and 16. So all they that devour you shall be devoured, right? And every one of them shall go into captivity. It says the heathen have devoured us.
That's right.
So they have to be devoured.
I mean, it's just that simple, literally. Right? But go ahead.
Verse 18. It says, "And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed." Oh, that was that, my fault. because thou hast obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned.
But wait, it says because what?
Because thou hast obeyed my voice.
You are keeping the laws. Was it the exact Torah? Not exactly, but the things that the Most High directly commanded Abraham to do, he did all of them. So because of your obedience to my voice, because of your faith in your works, because of your belief in me, you're getting this promise, right? So we have to have the same thing, faith and works. Read on.
So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba, and Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she hath also borne children unto thy brother Nahor, Huz his firstborn, and Buz his brother, and Kemuel the father of Aram, and Kesed, and Hazo, and Pildash, and Jildphah, and Bethuel. And Bethuel begat Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, and Abraham's brother.
That's right. So this is the cousin of Isaac. Okay, Isaac's cousin is Rebekah. All right. Read on. And so just for the record, in the Bible, it is lawful to marry your cousin, your first cousin. It's lawful. Cannot deal with your mom or dad or brother or sister or niece or nephew, okay, or anybody in that relation. But as far as your first cousin, biblically, it is okay to deal with your cousin. Jay Cherry, there is no SICARRI merchandise. We don't sell SICARRI merchandise.
That's right.
SICARRI merchandise is for members only. But if you like some Israelite attire, you can go in the description to most of our videos, and there'll be links to Hebrew Israelite Clothing Co., as well as Got to Be Modest clothing. So you could take a look at that. Those are SICARRI businesses. SICARRI members are own and run those and operate those businesses. So, you know, if you'd like to support the SICARRI members who are, you know, in that field, you know, you can do that. But go ahead.
G-Con, that chapter cuts you, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
This is verse, where are we at? Chapter 23, verse 1. You want to go to 24, right?
Into 24? Into 24.
It says, and Sarah was 107 and 20 years old. These were the years.
Sarah was 107, right? Read on.
And these were the years of the life of Sarah. And Sarah died in Kirjath-arba, the same as Hebron, in the land of Canaan.
The same as Hebron, right? So Hebron is a city that is in Israel, in Judah. I believe Levi possessed. It was one of the suburbs of Levi and Judah. Hebron, though, yeah. So it's south of Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And Abraham came to mourn for Sarah and to weep for her. And Abraham stood up from before his dead and spake unto the sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and a sojourner with you. Give me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight. And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him, Hear us, my lord, thou art a mighty prince among us. In the choice of our sepulchres, bury thy dead. None of us shall withhold thee from thee his sepulchre, but that thou mayest bury thy dead. And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land.
He did what?
He bowed himself to the people of the land.
He bowed himself. Okay, so there's a reason I'm pointing this out. There is a subject that sometimes gets brought up, and it's dealing with the worship of Yahushua.
Yeah.
Okay, Tuesday and Wednesday, Dwayne. The worship of Yahushua, right? Because you have Greek words. There are different Hebrew words. They get translated different ways. So in the New Testament, there's a word that deals with worship sometimes, which is proskuneo in the Greek. Proskuneo. And proskuneo means basically to prostrate, to bow, right? So that happened. People, every knee shall bow to Yahushua. So in English, that is rendered as worship sometimes, okay? That's not the same worship as worship in the Most High, because the Greek word for that is called Strong's G3000, which means latreia, right? Latreia, which means like a sacred service and ceremonial worship. Proskuneo, prostrating or bowing to somebody, literally is basically giving honor to them, reverencing them, you know, showing subordination to them. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Honoring them. That's different. So that's why we don't use the term, because it can be confusing. So we don't say we worship Yahweh Shai. We bow to him certainly as the king, as you would bow to any king of your people. So with that being understood, what we have to understand is that there's a difference. So when we say we don't worship Yahweh Shai, what we're saying is he's not our power. Yahweh is our power, who we serve, we keep the laws for, we do sacred ceremonial for, things of that nature. As far as bow, yes, we bow to Yahweh Shai, amongst other people, because Abraham just bowed to a bunch of heathens. So if we're to take that means worship, the same as worship the Most High, Abraham worshiped these Hamites.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, of course not. He's reverencing them. Same way we reverence Yahweh Shai, we reverence kings and superiors and our foreparents and things like that. But as far as worship, that's for Yahweh Achad, meaning Yahweh alone. All right? Go ahead.
This is Matthew 4:10. Then said Yahweh Shai unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve.
Shalt thou serve. So is he contradicting himself? Right? All praise to the Most High. Is he contradicting himself? No. When that word worship and serve, if you look it up in the Strong's, it's G3000, which means latreia. It's different from proskuneo. It's showing you, that's why it translates as worship one time and then serve another time. Because really it means a sacred service. Like when you go to the temple, you worship the Most High, you do all the various rituals that are involved in law keeping and atonement and X, Y, and Z and keep the high holy days. You're serving or worshiping Yahweh. You see what I'm saying? That's what that is. You don't do that for Yahweh Shai, but you certainly reverence him as a king, as the only begotten Son of the Most High, as our leader, as our Savior that the Most High set up. Right? But go ahead.
Okay. Verse 8, it says, And he communes with them, saying, If it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me and entreat for me to Ephron, the son of Zohar. It says that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he hath, which is in the end of his field.
And he said, I want that cave. Y'all gonna let me bury somebody here? Give me that cave. Read.
For as much money as it is worth.
See, the white man lives in a cave.
Yeah.
We bury dead people in caves. Right?
Well, that's probably why he wants to go there.
Yeah, there's going to be dead bodies there. He's a necrophilia. He wants to eat them. He's sick. Go ahead.
For as much money as it is worth, he shall give it for me a possession of a burying place amongst you. And Ephron dwelt among the children of Heth, and Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of the children of Heth, even of all that went in at the gate of his city, saying, Nay, my lord, hear me. The field give I thee, and the cave that is therein. I give it thee in the presence of the sons of my people. Give I it thee, bury thy dead. And Abraham bowed down himself before the people of the land.
He did what?
Bowed down himself before the people
of the land. So is he worshiping them? No. But he's reverencing them. He's giving these people respect. He live amongst those people.
Right? Hittites?
Yeah, he's worshiping the Hittites. God can't stand the Hittites. Go ahead.
And he spake unto Ephron in the audience of the people of the land, saying, But if thou wilt give it, I pray thee, hear me. I will give thee money for the field. Take it of me, and I will bury my dead there. And Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him, My lord, hearken unto me. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver. What is that betwixt me and thee? Bury therefore thy dead.
Right, go ahead.
What he said? What is that betwixt?
He said it's not even no big deal. Right, go ahead.
It says, And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron, and Abraham weighed to Ephron the silver which he had named in the audience of the sons of Heth, 400 shekels of silver, current money with the merchant.
Go ahead.
And the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre the field, and the cave which was therein, and all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the borders round about, were made sure. Unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Heth, before all that went in at the gate of his city. And after this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre, the same as Hebron in the land of Canaan. And the fields and the cave that is therein were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of a burying place by the sons of Heth. This is chapter 24, verse 1. It says, And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, And Yahweh had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I'll make thee swear by Yahweh, the God of heaven, and the God of the earth.
So this is called a Yarrick oath. So what people would do and try to twist this is saying that these guys are grabbing each other's balls. All right? The word for when it's talking about testicles in the Bible, it'll say stones. It's not going to say under my thigh. All right? So, yeah, Jim, no box. We weren't dealing with coffins and things like that. They're putting their hands on each other's legs is what they're doing, right? Read.
Come on. It says, and I will make thee swear by Yahweh, the God of heaven, and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites.
And it's because Abraham had the understanding that the Most High had this issue with the Canaanites. He had it. Number one, he already made the promise about the 400 years.
Yeah.
On top of that, he's familiar with the story of Noah in that situation. So he's saying, listen, whatever you do, don't get Isaac a Canaanite woman. Right? Go ahead.
It says, among whom I dwell. But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred and take a wife unto my son Isaac. Which also, I want to say, goes right back into Deuteronomy 23:7, the proper understanding on that. Concerning abhorring out the Edomite, which really the word there is Syrian. And that's why you also read in the scriptures that Isaac, it was what a Syrian ready to perish. Going back to Nahor, right?
Yeah. And also going to Salakia, y'all. I'm in the kitchen if y'all can hear. But also going to why they don't when Israel came into Egypt, they say it's Syrians coming into Egypt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. With
we're not. That's why you're not gonna find Israel. We're not a nation at that time. They was calling us all kind of names, but initially Syrians.
It says, and the servant said unto him, Peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I needs bring thy son again unto the land from whence thou camest? And Abraham said unto him, beware that thou bring not my son thither again. It says, Yahweh God of heaven, which took me from my father's house, and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that sware unto me, saying, Unto thy seed will I give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath. Only bring not my son thither again.
Don't bring him back here.
Yeah, don't bring him back here.
Because what's going to happen is, you bring that boy back here, he's going to get one of these fine-ass Canaanite women. Okay? That's what he's saying. Them Canaanite women, they freaks too, man. Salakia, y'all. Salakia. Go ahead.
Them Africans, man.
Yeah, they freaks, man. Okay? Go ahead. Hey, you said what? You know what I mean? Because, you know, you could take a look at their culture and see that, you know, they had freakish, hypersexual cultures. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
It says, and the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and sware to him concerning that matter. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master, and departed. For all the goods of his master were in his hands, and he arose and went to Mesopotamia, unto the city of Nahor. Yep, see that? Nahor. It said my kindred. Then it says he went to go to the place of my kindred. Then it says he went to the city of Nahor. That's his kindred. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water. And it's like, I don't want to get off topic, but it's so crazy. I can, brothers and sisters that's listening to this, if you ever have some nut pull Deuteronomy 23:7 on you, oh, you can't abhor Edomite. Tell them to go 2 chapters later to 25 and 19, where it says to utterly blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. I mean, that sounds like it's like some hatred.
Those are Edomites.
Yeah, those are Edomites.
Kill them. You were commanded to exterminate a group of like that's in the law. These people have to cease from existing.
Bro, to kill them. I mean, it's one thing to kill someone or kill a people, but to utterly blot out their remembrance. So you kill them so bad that people don't even remember they even existed, bro. This is insanity.
And that day will come.
Yeah, well, it's soon coming. Okay, and Saul didn't do it, but we're gonna do it.
That's right.
When we get to see that day. Okay, and he made his camels.
Levi would have did it. But go ahead.
Yeah, we would have done it. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water. And he said, O Lord God of my master Abraham.
Wait. Of his master, right? Go ahead.
O Lord God.
Of who?
Of my master Abraham.
You know his God.
O Lord God of my master Abraham.
He's not an Israelite.
Yeah.
He's not a chosen people. He's saying, you're the God of my master. Read.
Yeah, why wouldn't he say the God, our God, my God, you know?
Everyone's God.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Which, guess what? The heathens in the kingdom, they're going to be praying just like this. Praying to Yahweh, oh, the God of Israel.
Well, that's,
oh, the God of my masters, the Israelites.
Well, that's even going back to, that's what Nebuchadnezzar was doing, the God of Daniel, or the God of the Hebrews. It wasn't saying my God. He was saying, you know.
Because his God, he's named Nebuchadnezzar. His God is Nebu.
Yeah.
It's in his name. Nebu is his God. Malcolm, Merduk. Those are his God. Salak, y'all, I'm starving. Go ahead.
Come on. It says, Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass, that the damsel to whom I shall say, Let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink, and she shall say, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac.
So he said, look, I ain't going to go around do speed dating with these girls for Isaac. The first one to give me a drink, that's how I know she the one. Right, go ahead.
And it came to pass before he had done speaking that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. And the damsel was very fair. I'm gonna read this slowly. And the damsel was very fair to look upon.
She was fine as hell. Our foremother Rebecca is fine as hell. That's what the book says. Understand that. We're going from a long line of our forefathers. They was getting with fine women. All right. I'm just gonna tell it to you straight.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Come on. It says, was very fair to look upon, a virgin.
A what?
A virgin.
A virgin. Go ahead.
Neither had any man known her.
So what does this differentiate?
Yep.
It's being a virgin does not mean you never had sex, right? Read that part again.
Come on. It says, a virgin, neither had any man known her.
A virgin, neither had any man known her, meaning she was young and she's never had sex. Two different things. Go ahead.
And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. And the servant ran to meet her and said, Let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. And she said, Drink, my lord. And she hasted.
You see that? Kind.
Yeah.
In order. You run up on her sister now. Hey, man, let me get a drink of water. Nigga, if you don't get out of here.
Yeah.
Nigga, I don't know you. What did our foremother Sarah say? Or Rebecca say? My lord. Drink. Kind. Orderly. And fine as hell.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You see? All of that.
Yeah. And she said, Drink, my lord. And she hasted and let down her pitcher from her hand and gave him drink.
She hurried up and she hasted, meaning she hurried up and gave that brother a drink. Go ahead. And
when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also.
She said, not only you got camels, don't worry about it. I'm finna go get them some water too. So not only did she do the good deed of giving this man some water, she went and ensured that his camels also gave drink. This is a kind sister, man. Read.
Kind.
And this is our mom. This is Jacob's mom.
This is our mom.
This is our mom. She had Esau. She didn't like him.
That's right.
He was ugly to her.
That's right.
And, she loved us. Go ahead.
Kind. Until they have done drinking. And she
like the brother Sarah said, where your lips been? They would have said, nigga, where your lips been? Go ahead.
But also, man, that's probably how he knew. Oh, that's the one. That's the one.
His sister, man, she's in order. She gonna be all right.
Yeah. I found Isaac a nice.
She come from a good home.
Yeah, that's right. And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the what is that? Trough, yeah. And ran again unto the well to draw water and drew for all his camels. And what was this? It was 10 camels, wasn't it?
I forget, but it was a lot of camels.
Something like that. Yeah.
She wouldn't got a lot of water. I'm gonna tell you that straight.
Yeah. And the man wandering at her held his peace, to wit, whether Yahweh had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her, hands of 10 shekels weight of gold. and said, Whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray.
He gave her these bracelets, heavy bracelets. It says, how many 10 shekels weight?
Con.
It's some real pure gold, heavy gold he gave it for her mother. Read on.
Is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in? And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor.
Go ahead.
She said moreover unto him, We have both straw and provender enough, and room to lodge in. She, who are you? You're saying she just, okay, yeah, we got this.
Yeah, you come stay at the crib, matter of fact. You see what I'm saying? I don't even know this nigga. Go ahead. This is how kind this is to what?
Kind. She said moreover unto him, we have, it's like verse 26. And the man bowed down his head and worshipped Yahweh. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of my master.
Again. So if you're gonna try to get grafted into Israel, he's grafted in.
Well, they're gonna isolate verse 26.
Yeah, you pray, worship the Most High. All right, well, what do you? Well, but you better call it of your master.
That's right.
Go ahead, and you better get a master. Matter of fact,
yeah,
you better fall into somebody, be a slave, a servant to a Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah, that's right.
Go ahead.
And he said, that's basically what he said. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Massa, Abraham. That's what he said.
See, that white woman, she was mad when I told her, call me Massa. I'm not going to call you that. Well, guess what?
Read the Bible.
You're going to be destroyed, man.
That's right. Who had not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, Yahweh led me to the house of my master's brethren.
You see that? Led him straight there. Damn, of all people, this is the cousin of Isaac. Go ahead.
And the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things.
So she went and seen him. She said, look, man, I met this brother, A, B, and C, right? Go ahead.
And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban.
Ooh, Laban. Go ahead.
And Laban ran out unto the man, unto the well.
So Laban, right, this is crazy. Laban's name means white, right? So people think he was white because his name is white. That's stupid. So is Dwight Howard white? His name means son of white. Is he white?
Well, Blake Griffin is a lion with eagle's wings.
Is he that? But real quick.
Jack Black is black.
No, remember I was going, and I forgot to mention Blake Griffin when we went into the Irish slaves. Because that's that nomenclature. They named us after these mythological beasts in Haiti a lot. And Griffin, that's why you have Levite so-called Haitians who have last names like Griffin, Hercules, Shamir, etc. That goes back to the Griffin. Again, Hercules, the Chamorra, half man, half beast thing. That's what it all goes back to. Quick sidebar, but go ahead.
Verse 30. And it came to pass when he saw the earring and bracelets upon his sister's hands, and when he heard the words of Rebekah, his sister.
He seen her iced out. He seen sis she came in the crib iced out. She met the one. Go ahead.
Saying, Thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well.
Go ahead. And let me tell y'all something real quick, man. And you're going to learn this about your forefathers in Israel, man. Your forefathers was tricks, man. Okay? Your forefathers met a girl, man. Listen, we was trying to ice them out. We was trying to take them out, treat them right. You know what I'm saying? All that. A lot of things that sometimes get frowned upon in the society. If you read in the Bible, we were doing these things, man.
Yeah.
All right? Met this girl and just iced her directly out to let her know, girl, I'm the one for you. Go ahead.
Yeah. It says, verse, I will draw, and she said, I will draw water for the camel. What the hell? Salakia. Man. Okay, Salakia. Verse 20. And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the... Man, I just totally lost where I was, bro. Salakia. All right. Verse 30. And it came to pass when he saw the earring and bracelets upon his sister's hands, and when he had heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. And he said, Come in, thou blessed of Yahweh. Wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels. And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the men's feet that were with him. And there was sat meat before him to eat, but he said, I will not eat until I have told mine errand. And he said, Speak on. And he said, I am Abraham's servant, and Yahweh hath blessed my master greatly, and he has become great, and he hath given him flocks and herds and silver and gold, and men servants and maid servants and camels and asses. And Sarah my master's wife bare a son to my master when she was old, and unto him hath he given all that he hath. And my master...
So he's running down the family history. Go ahead.
And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell. But thou shalt go unto my father's house, and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. And I said unto my master, Peradventure the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, Yahweh, before whom I walk, will send his angel with thee, and prosper thy way, and thou shalt take a wife for my son of my kindred, and of my mother in my father's house. Then shalt thou be clear from this my oath, when thou comest to my kindred, and if they give not thee one, thou shalt be clear from this oath. And I came this day unto the well, and said, O Lord God of my master Abraham, if now thou do prosper my way which I go, behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgin cometh for to draw water, and I say to her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water of thy pitcher to drink, and she say to me, Both drink thou, and I will also draw for thy camels, let the same be the woman whom the Lord hath appointed out for my master's son. And before I had done speaking in my heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and drew water. And I said unto her, Let me drink, I pray thee. He's just giving a recount of what happened to Laban. And she made haste and let down her pitcher from her shoulder, and said, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And I asked her, and said, Whose daughter art thou? And she said, The daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bare unto him. And I put the earring upon her face, and the bracelets upon her hands. And I bowed down my head, and worshipped the Lord, and blessed Yahweh, power of my master Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son. And now, if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, The thing proceedeth from Yahweh. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as Yahweh hath spoken. And it came to pass that when they basically said, which I'm reading again, the thing proceedeth from the Lord. We cannot speak unto thee good or bad.
It's clearly Yahweh did all this. So go ahead, read.
Come on. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things. And they did eat and drink, he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, Send me away unto my master. And her brother and her...
So they treat him good. They got drunk, they party, feasted. And he said, All right, send me now to my master. Read on.
And her brother and her mother said, Let the damsel abide with us a few days, at the least 10, after that she shall go.
They said, Look, let her kick it with me 10 days, because we know we ain't going to see it. See, this is what happened. When you married, you a sister, you a woman, and you married into somebody's family, essentially, kiss your family goodbye. You're not going to be seeing them all like that, because you're married into a man. That's a woman marries into a man's house. She becomes part of somebody else's house. She becomes someone else's house when you really break it down, right? Because daughter bayath, you mean a house. So you become somebody's house. A place somebody goes in unto, and things spring out forth from there. You see? Children. So you become somebody else's house. You become the backbone of, you become essential in that man. So you become so essential in that brother that the brother that you descend from, your father, he becomes secondary, right? So go ahead.
And he said unto them, Hinder me not, seeing the Lord hath prospered my way. Send me away that I may go to my master.
He's like, Look, man, I gotta go. Isaac need to meet this girl. Okay, read on.
And they said, We will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth. And they said, We will. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, Wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they sent away Rebekah their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant, and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, Thou art our sister. Be thou the mother of thousands of millions. Millions.
And she's the mother of millions, man.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
And let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them.
So let thy seed, let your seed conquer people. Whoever doesn't like your seed, Let your seed conquer them and possess their land. Are y'all reading this in the Bible? Let your seed conquer and possess people that don't like them. And we will. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 61. And Rebekah arose and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well, Lahorai, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide, and he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel. For she had said unto the servant, What man is this that walketh in the field to meet us?
She said, who is this coming up, right?
Yeah.
Read on.
And the servant had said, It is my master.
Yeah, it is my man. This is the man you get ready to marry. Right? Read.
Therefore she took a veil and covered herself.
She covered her, so she didn't want him to see her. See, this is how amazing a marriage used to be, right? Your father would ensure that you got the woman for you, and the Most High really is orchestrating. And you wouldn't. Isaac is not even gonna see her until he's getting ready to have sex with her. You see how crazy it is? Because you can love at first sight. Where it comes from, the Bible.
Yeah,
read.
And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done.
Uh-huh.
And Isaac, I'm going to read this part very slowly. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent.
Pride by BC. What do you mean you thought we can't mix with any nation? Go ahead.
He took her into his mom's house.
Wait, where did he take her to?
His mother Sarah's tent.
Oh my goodness. He took it to his mama's tent.
Yeah.
At his mama house, man.
This
is a black man. First time he got with her, you know what I mean? Had sex with her at his mama's crib, man. And they became married because he had sex with her at his mom's house. You see that?
Yeah.
So when you had sex with that sister at your mama's house, she became your wife, brother.
That's right.
See, this is what our people need to understand. You see? And this would lead us to better sexual choices. Read.
And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
And she became his wife. Right? They are husband and wife now. I say, what? Read that part again.
And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent.
Took him into his mom's house. Read.
And took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
And took her, meaning they had sex, and that's when they were married. What does this prove? Sex is marriage. So don't have sex unless you are planning to be in a committed marriage with the person you're having sex with. See, but this white man has devalued sex. Our people are going crazy. But biblically, they went into the tent. They had sex. Now they're married. No ceremony. No marriage license. None of that was necessary. Not any of it. Can you have a ceremony? Certainly. Can you get a marriage license? Either Hebraically or even with the course of the devil. Who cares? Yes. But you don't have to have any of that in order to be married. Right? So go ahead.
And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
And Isaac was comforted. How was he comforted? With this wife.
Yeah.
Right? That's 67?
Yes,
All right, that's the end?
That's the end.
Okay, so that's the end of the history portion. All praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Let's now mosey over to the Torah portion. We're going to start in Leviticus 7. We're going to read 21 to 27. Then we're going to skip that and go 10 to 13.
It's Leviticus chapter 7, verse 21. Moreover, the soul that shall touch any unclean thing, as the uncleanness of man, or any unclean beast, or any abominable unclean thing, and eat of the flesh of the sacrifice of peace offerings.
Quinn, I don't think a mayate is a cockroach. It's like a beetle though. It's like a little black beetle. A mayate, yeah. But go ahead, start it from the top.
This is Leviticus 7 and 21. Moreover, the soul that shall touch any unclean thing, as the uncleanness of man, or any unclean beast, or any abominable unclean thing.
So any unclean thing as the uncleanness of man, an unclean beast, read on.
Or any abominable unclean thing, and eat of the flesh of the sacrifice of peace offerings, which pertain unto Yahweh, even that soul shall be cut off from his people.
That's right. So when you couldn't be unclean and eat the sacrifices. Levitical priests, we couldn't go and we just had sex and then we go right and go eat that. No, we have to wait until even. Wash our flesh and water, wait until even. See what I'm saying? Or you know, touch a dead carcass or something or anything like that. You have to be clean in order to eat these sacrifice offerings. Go ahead. Oh, it's a June bug. Okay, Con.
Verse 22. It says, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying,
Yeah, cucaracha is a cockroach. Con. Go ahead, Salaki.
Ye shall eat no manner of fat of ox or of sheep or of goat, and the fat of the beast that dieth of itself, and the fat of that which is torn with beast may be used in any other use, but ye shall in no wise eat of it.
Right, read that part again, Salakia.
Verse 24. In the fat, I'm going to start at 23. Speak ye unto the children of Israel, saying, Ye shall eat no manner of fat.
You should eat no manner of fat. So people, we are not allowed to eat fat. Okay? So when you eating on some chicken, you got your drumstick, you're eating it, and there is the fat part. You don't eat that. Okay? Don't eat it. Read.
Come. Ye shall eat no manner of fat of ox or of sheep or of goat.
Angelo Gonzalez, if you were listening, you wouldn't ask me that question. Can you edify me on why Tobit made a written covenant with his wife? If you just listen to what I said, you wouldn't ask that question. You can do that, but you don't have to. Read.
Okay.
It's nowhere in the law. If you have to, go into the Torah and show me I have to. You can't. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And the fat of the beast that dieth of itself, and the fat of that which is torn with beast, may be used in any other use, but ye shall in no wise eat of it.
That's right. So the fat, you can use it for other things. You can't eat it. So do not eat fat. Go ahead.
And that the fat, any other use. That's why I believe it was the tribe of Gad up in Alaska that was using whale blubber for for making oil and lamps.
Yeah, various things like that. Certain. Salakia Angelo. I know I'd snap sometimes. You know, I'm not hearing you talk. I'm just reading words. So, Salakia. But go ahead.
So, like Genesis 1:29. We got brothers in Chicago. Tazapanya, where you at? But hit the email. Verse 26 or verse 25.
Genesis 1:29. Yeah, that's him? He's asking about Chicago?
Yeah, he's Chicago.
Okay, yeah. Somebody give him the email, please.
All right, verse 25. For whosoever eateth the fat of the beast, of which men offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, even the soul that eateth it shall be cut off from his people.
Right, go ahead.
It says,
read that part again.
For whosoever eateth...
Yeah, certainly no cooking in lard. Come on now. Go ahead.
For whosoever eateth the fat of the beast of...
See, but no. But you could cook in fat. You see what I'm saying? It's saying, but you can't eat it. You yourself can't eat it. Right? Go ahead.
For whosoever eateth the fat of the beast, of which men offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, even the soul that eateth it shall be cut off from his people.
Right? So you if you eat that, because that fat was burned as an offering to the Most High, you get cut off from your people. You get killed for that. Go ahead.
Moreover, ye shall eat no manner of blood, whether it be of fowl or of beast, in any of your dwellings.
You don't eat blood, so you make sure that blood is cooked up out of that food that you eat. All right? You don't eat blood. We're not sick. We're not carnivorous. We're not vampires. Okay? So read.
Whatsoever soul it be that eateth any manner of blood, even that soul shall be cut off from his people.
That's right.
So no rare steak.
So yeah, no steak tartare like the devil eats. Okay? That's wicked. No fat, no blood. Very important we understand that. That was 27.
Yes, sir. Okay,
let's now go to Leviticus 10. We're going to read 10 all the way to the end of 13. And this is going to deal with purification. It's going to deal with dietary. Then it's going to go into leprosy. Right? So go ahead.
This is Genesis chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer, and put fire therein, and put incense thereon, and offered strange fire before the Lord.
Offered strange fire, but they offered a strange fire. Right? Because there's the Levitical priests, we have very specific instructions on how to offer fire and what exactly the proper fire to offer to Yahweh is. So these guys, they offered strange fire. These were Aaron's sons, right? Read.
Offered strange fire.
A couple of Aaron's sons, at least. Go ahead.
Which he commanded them not. And there went out fire from the Lord.
Yahweh killed them. Had the angels blow their ass down from the chariot. There came out fire from the Lord. That's that laser shooting out that chariot. Read.
And devoured them. And they died before Yahweh.
They just died. Boom. Instantly. You offer strange fire to Yahweh, instant death in that temple, man. Read.
Con. It says, Then Moses said unto Aaron, This is that Yahweh spake, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh me, and before all the people I will be glorified.
That's right. Go ahead. So you the sanctification of Yahweh comes through them that come before me, meaning it was the Aaronite priest's job to sanctify the Most High by following the exact instructions that he gave to us. Read.
Con. It says, And before all the people I will be glorified, and Aaron held his peace. And Moses called Mishael.
Aaron did listen. Aaron dared not speak. His 2 sons were just killed instantly for having the wrong incense. And what did it say Aaron did?
It says, And Aaron held his peace.
Aaron ain't had nothing to say. Nope, I ain't gonna say. Of course, is he upset? His sons are dead. This stuff is brand new. They just got told how to do all this, right? Well, they're gone now, and Aaron held his peace, right? Another powerful example. Go ahead.
Come. And then Moses said unto Aaron,
who's more important, your kids or the God that gave you the kids? You don't have kids without Yahweh blessing you with kids. He can render you sterile. See what I'm saying? So if that's what Yahweh see fit, that's fine. And he gave him a mighty son, Eliezer, Alazar in the Hebrew. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And Moses
not saying I'm him, but we got the same name, Levitical name, man. Right? Go ahead.
And Moses called Mishael and Elzaphan, the sons of Uzziel, the uncle of Aaron, and said unto them, Come near, carry your brethren from before the sanctuary out of the camp. Verse 5. So they went near and carried them in their coats out of the camp, as Moses had said. And Moses said unto Aaron, and unto Alazar, and unto Ithamar his sons, Uncover not your heads, neither rend your clothes, lest ye die. Unless
you want to die like them niggas? Go ahead.
Unless wrath come upon all the people, but let your brethren, the whole house of Israel, bewail the burning which Yahweh hath kindled.
Go ahead.
And ye shall not go out from the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die, for the anointing oil of the Lord is upon you. And they did according to the word of Moses. And Yahweh spake unto Aaron, saying, Do not drink wine nor strong drink, thou nor thy sons with thee, when ye go into the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. And that ye may put difference between holy and unholy, and between
so like you read that part again.
Verse 9. It says, Do not drink wine nor strong drink, thou nor thy sons with thee, when ye go into the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. And that ye may put difference between holy and unholy, and between unclean and unclean.
So when you're teaching, what in the spirit of this is when you're teaching and you're separating holy from holy and clean from unclean, you should never do that under the influence of alcohol. You should never try to teach the Bible while drunk. It's a sin. We're reading about it. Do not do it. Right? Read that. Read the end.
It says, Lest ye die.
Lest ye what?
Lest ye die.
God will kill you for teaching the Bible drunk. Don't do it. Now, if you're just having a discussion, where you sit amongst Akim, brothers may have had a couple drinks and you're just talking about it, that's one thing. But you trying to teach the Bible, you can't do that. That's why in Sirach it say, rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine. Right? Why? Because you can't even separate holy from holy and clean from unclean under the influence properly. You can't do it. So, teaching while drunk is a sin punishable by death. Thus saith Yahweh. We're reading it here in Leviticus 10. Don't do it. Period. Go ahead.
Okay. That ye may teach the children of Israel all the statutes which Yahweh hath spoken unto them by the hand of Moses.
Because we're supposed to teach these laws, man. Right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. And Moses spake unto Aaron and unto Eleazar and unto Ithamar his sons that were left, Take the meat offering that remaineth of the offerings of the Lord made by fire, and eat it without leaven beside the altar, for it is most holy. And ye shall eat it in the holy place, because it is thy due, and thy sons' due of the sacrifices of Yahweh.
It's thy due, meaning it's what you're owed. This is what is for you. to eat these sacrifices. Go ahead. It's what keep the Levites fed, right? Levites wasn't having Levi didn't have a 9 to 5. You know, you go to Miami and you see Levi mopping the floors at McDonald's. Levite would never do that in Israel. Okay, what the Levite would be doing in Israel is the work of the Most High, and the provision will be made by the nation bringing sacrifices. Right? So read on.
Of the Lord made by fire, for so I am commanded. In the wave breast and heave shoulder shall ye eat in a clean place, thou and thy sons and thy daughters with thee.
Y'all got to get into the wave offering. The wave offering, the wave breast, meaning they would take it, and there's a certain way. This is. I want to see if I can get a voodoo clip like I got last week. But there's a way you would take it and you wave it before the Most High when you were offering it. You see what I'm saying? So there's everything. All this is very ritualistic, all right, and we can see it today in the rituals of voodoo, right? So read on.
And the wave breast and the heave shoulder shall ye eat in a clean place, thou and thy sons and thy daughters with thee, for they be thy due and thy sons' due, which are given out of the sacrifices of peace offerings of the children of Israel. The heave shoulder.
Hold on, real quick. Sister said, if my husband and I are reading together, we may not drink wine. If you guys are just reading, but if somebody's doing some teaching, do not do it under the influence of wine. Right? So go ahead.
It says, the heave shoulder and the wave breast shall they bring with the offerings made by fire of the fat, to wave it for a wave offering before the Lord. And it shall be thine and thy sons with thee by a statute forever, as Yahweh hath commanded.
No, a sister will not be put to death for wearing pants. Go ahead.
Oh boy.
No.
It says, and Moses diligently sought the goat of the sin offering.
Yeah, War Dog Pagaya Allah. Something like when somebody's burning sage and they waving it around, you would take the wave breast and do that. It's called the wave offering. Go ahead.
And Moses diligently sought the goat of the sin offering, and behold, it was burnt. And he was angry with Eleazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aaron, which were left alive, saying, wherefore have ye not eaten the sin offering in the holy place, seeing it is most holy, and God hath given it you to bear the iniquity of the congregation, to make an atonement for them before Yahweh? Behold, the blood of it was not brought in within the holy place. Ye should indeed have eaten it in the holy place, as I commanded. And Aaron said unto Moses, behold, this day have they offered their sin offering and their burnt offerings before the Lord. And such things have befallen me, as if I had eaten the sin offering today, should it have been accepted in the sight of the Lord. And when Moses heard that, he was content.
He was like, that's fine. Basically, Moses is cursing Aaron out, and Aaron's like, look, bro, you know what I'm saying? I did it because X, Y, and Z. All right, cool, whatever. We'll just leave it where it's at. Go ahead. That's basically what happened. This is the early stages of Israel and the establishment of this priesthood. So, you know, trying to get everything right in practice, and you know, there were variables that were certainly happening. We were reading King James Version. That was it on 10? Okay, let's go into 11.
Oh, Slack. There's more. No, Slack. There's 11.
Okay.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. It says, whatsoever parteth...
So this is the dietary law. Go ahead.
Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat.
Right, it says, read that part again.
Whatsoever parteth the hoof... Whatsoever
parteth the hoof. It has a parted hoof. That hoof that's not joined together. Like how, you know how a dog's paw is? A paw is not a law. Any animal with a paw, that's not lawful. His hoof got to be parted, right? So it's not like a paw where everything is like fused together, right? Read on.
It says, whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts.
That is parteth the hoof, is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud, meaning eats grass among the beasts. Read.
That shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that cheweth the cud.
But there are some animals that fit this description, in whom we can't eat. Read.
Or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof.
So the camel has a paw, but it does eat things that are consistent with the other lawful beasts, but it still can be eaten. Why? Because it's got a paw. Read.
And that's a cut for the Muslims too, because when you go into the history of Muhammad ate a camel.
That's right.
But they claim to keep
the Torah, yeah. But they're camel eaters, and the camel is literally singled out as an animal that cannot be consumed. Read.
As the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And
which is the coney, I believe, is a some type of a rabbit. Salakia. Let me pull this up so we can go, because some of these hold on real quick. Let me get another window capture up.
Yeah, it's I think a Hyraxes. I thought that was like a.
Let me see. Where we at? Verse
That's
coney?
5. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, coney's a Hyrax.
A Hyrax? You say that like people know what the hell a Hyrax is.
I thought it was a damn. For a second, I thought it was the.
Oh yeah, a badger. It's a badger. That's what it is. A badger. Okay. Go ahead.
And the coney, because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
Uh-huh.
And the hare, because
the hare, the hare, that's a rabbit.
Because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
So this nigga right here, don't ever eat him. All right. Go ahead.
Why would you want to eat that?
But he even would. This nigga, don't eat him. He doesn't look like he tastes good in the first place. Right? Go ahead.
It says, and the swine.
And the what?
The swine.
Y'all know what a swine is, right? Don't ever eat him. Oh, Salakia. Swine. This nigga, don't ever eat him. Go ahead.
Don't eat the dude from Charlotte's Web.
Don't eat Wilbur. Don't eat Wilbur.
Yeah.
Go ahead. They're evil as hell. They ate Wilbur, man. You fall in love with Wilbur and Charlotte, and they kill her. They kill the damn pig, man.
That's what happened in the movie?
Yeah, you never seen Charlotte's Web?
I remember I've seen it, but I don't remember what
Let
happened.
me tell you something. They killed this nigga, man.
They killed the pig?
No. Did they kill the pig?
I don't remember what.
No. It was they were gonna kill the pig. They didn't, but then Charlotte ass died, and she had 1 million kids.
Oh.
Who would want to eat? Look at when I just look at this thing. I don't want to eat. I'm scared. I don't want to eat it. Go ahead.
Yeah. It says, and the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed.
See, look, it's cloven footed like this. He don't have a paw. Its hoof is divided, right? Go ahead.
Yet he cheweth not the cud.
He cheweth anything that's in front of him, not the cud. Read on.
He is unclean unto you.
And this is what has to be understood. This is of the beasts of the field. This is not of. It's nothing to do with the fish. It has nothing to do with the fowl. Okay? Because we have people saying we shouldn't eat chicken because chickens eat this and that. Listen, the qualifications for fowl, which a chicken is that we can eat, is different than beasts. These are beasts. They're not fowl. They're not fish. So as far as the beasts go, they have to be cloven-footed and chew at the cud. There's different qualifications for the fish and for the fowl. We're all going to read it, but this is, I just want to make sure that that's very clearly and concisely understood and stated. All right? So read on.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean unto you.
That's right. You can't eat it, and if it's dead, you can't touch it. If you touch it while it's dead, you'll be rendered ceremonially unclean, right? Which is, only until even. But that if there is a live pig, you can touch it. All right? You can touch a live pig. Also, you have a huge controversy with something called, what is it called? The brushes. What's on the brush? The swine brushes. The pig bristle brushes.
Yeah, it's like I can't remember what's
called. Well, people there's certain brushes that are made with the hair of pigs, and there's uproar about it, and people saying it's not lawful. It actually is lawful because they shave a live pig in order to get that. So technically, y'all, that's not unlawful. It's only unlawful to touch one of these bastards once they're dead. All right, just so you understand. But go ahead.
Bastards.
So a pig, like pig leather would be, swine leather is wrong. Why? Because it has to die in order for.
They made that, bro?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Pigskin. What do you think pigskin can football?
Oh,
originally, they haven't made footballs with pigs in since the 30s, but initially it was made out of pig leather. So
I can imagine that I'm wearing pig.
Well, it was just leather. It's leather. You know what I'm saying? So leather is made out of different animals. Yeah. But go ahead.
It says, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean unto you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales.
Simple. Fins, scales. Also, keep this in mind. Microscopic scales, that don't count.
Yeah,
if the animal has a microscopic scale, that don't count. So tuna's out. Okay? Because you got to think about it. And this time we're commanded. Fins and scales. If you caught a fish and you can't see the scales, nigga, you throwing it back. It's unclean. Right? But also watch this. Let's go to scales. This word. In the Hebrew, quashquashath, right? Scale of fish, water animals. Watch this. By reduplication from man, meaning shell off as bark, a scale, hence a coat of mail, as composed, covered with joints, plates of metal, covered. So it's got to be covered, right? Like, for example, let's take a look. My favorite fish. I don't really like fish, but I like this fish. Salmon.
I knew it.
Salmon. You
That's
see
the
that?
best fish.
That's covered. Look at it. It's covered. You can tell by the way it is. It's like, you know, when you eat it, like it's sectioned because it's covered in scales.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's covered. You see that? Covered in scales. Fish that aren't covered in scales, you can't eat them. So tuna is out. Stop eating that damn chicken of the sea. That's madness. You got a point on it?
Yeah, no, I just saw a picture of tuna. Just reminded me of the Northwest.
The good old Northwest with the best tuna. That good Alaskan Pacific. I mean, not tuna salmon. That Alaskan Pacific salmon. Atlantic salmon is all right too, but that Alaskan, that what we got in the Northwest. You Washington, Oregon, you go to the river.
No, straight
and catch. I remember seeing people catch big, huge salmon at the river.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I know. Listen, man. I got some OG homies, man. Killers. Them niggas, they be going fishing, man. All right, they catch these type of fish. But go ahead.
You know, so you ever been to one of the fishing camps? They teach you how to fish.
No.
I was catching me hella fish.
That's right, I can.
Okay.
But matter of fact, it's Zahar in the building. Soldiers Zahar, man, down there in San Diego in the camp Tribe of Gad, man. That brother be going out there fishing, man. All right, but go ahead.
No tuna, man. Y'all bugging out. No damn tuna.
No tuna. Leave the damn tuna alone. It's this. I always hated tuna. No tuna at all. Go ahead. There we go. Right up, you man. The Gadites, man. Them brothers can fish.
Fly fishing, yeah, man.
Let me tell you something. Them Gadites, they put the light in the water and get the fish to hop out, man. Gad is probably the best fisherman, right? So read.
Yeah, behind Levi. Verse. Let's see. Verse. I'm just gonna read 9 again. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that hath not fins and scales in the seas.
These niggas right here, this right here. Let me tell you something, man. You listen. Get on Snap. Anybody got a Snapchat? You go to Instagram, find all the finest women on Instagram, right? Get their Snapchat. When you go to their Snapchat, you know what they're gonna be doing? Eating bags of all this.
Yeah.
I seen this damn woman, this sister. She's with the hugest prawn I ever seen in my life, and she just loves it. And I'm just looking like, you know how ugly that makes you?
Yeah.
You know how sick and disgusting it is that you would eat such an abomination?
Sick.
Such a base creature that you would eat that? It's disgusting. This stuff right here, we cannot eat. Right? Go ahead.
Yeah, no damn catfish either.
Yeah. Oh. Let's get to catfish. That I ain't gonna lie. When I found out I couldn't eat pork chops and catfish anymore, man, that really crippled me for Levi. All right, you see that?
I don't even look like it tastes good though, bro.
No scales. It just tastes like some damn fishy chicken. That's all it really. Oh, Jay like it. It's just fishy chicken. Look at this nigga. First, why would you want to eat this monster?
Bro. I would want to, like, you know, help it.
Help it. I know. Look at it. Why eat it? Right? Go ahead.
Let's see. It says, and all that have no fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
It says they that move in the waters and have even any living thing that be in the water, right? So of these whatchamacallit, all the animals in the water, you can't eat it. That includes your again, like we just said, the little shrimps and the little all that. Don't eat none of it. Go ahead.
Yep. They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination.
That's right. Their carcass is this is abomination. You don't touch their dead bodies. okay, and you don't eat it. Now, if you want to have one as a pet, you can have one as a pet. It's not a problem. But you can't eat it and you can't touch it if it's dead. And if you do touch it when it's dead, you'll be unclean.
Brother said it looks like a Moabite, the catfish.
That's right. That's right, Akia. Certainly does. Looks this
like Master Splinter. Looks like a Master
it.
Splinter in the ocean.
Go ahead.
It says, whatsoever had no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. And these are they which ye shall have.
Also, another big thing that people eat now: shark.
What?
People eat shark. Oh yeah, that's you go to a lot of Greek restaurants, you can get the shark kebabs, things that.
No crocodiles, yeah.
Yeah, no alligator. Alligator. We used to eat alligator. I used to eat alligator back in the day. Can't eat that, of course. What else? Eel. You got, man. I heard. I was watching the damn.
Hell no, that don't even look good,
bro. I don't even know how they could eat this. God, I don't even want to look at this, man.
Yeah, I'm sick of looking at it.
Yeah, I'm sick of looking at it. I deal with the shark, but not that nigga. But I was watching the Young Dolph Drink Champs episode, and dude Benjamite Cat from had came on, and he was talking about he went to Memphis with Project Pat, and they went and got some eel, and he was afraid to eat it, and then he ate it, and he said it was the best thing he ever had. He gets it every time he gets sushi. I was like, you niggas are sick. You need the laws of God desperately in your life. You need help, right? But go ahead.
You need to check in at a local mental asylum.
Don't eat a megalodon, all right? Go ahead.
Oh, calamari, no.
Yeah, calamari.
Arabia wants us to see a picture of a horseshoe crab.
Well, let's take a look at it. Oh, it's calamari. I used to eat the calamari, all right, when I was in the world. Squid. When you think about it, it's disgusting. Why would you even eat this? You know?
I could never eat squid after watching SpongeBob.
He said a horseshoe crab?
Yeah, horseshoe crab. What the hell? Who would want to eat this?
That looks like the alien. I think this is where they got alien from.
No, straight up.
Let me see.
Are horseshoe crabs real aliens? That's a video.
Hold on, the nigga got golden blood. Oh, that looks so sick.
Yeah,
I really think this is where they got the concept of alien from, the movie. This is crazy looking.
Hoot's son, what did he choose to follow a vegan diet?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Daniel did.
Yeah, Daniel certainly did, because he didn't want to eat anything unclean. But go ahead.
It says, and these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, and the ostrich, and the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cacao, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl.
Salakia, read that part again.
And these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, and the ostrich, and the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind.
Salak, read it from the top again, Salak.
Okay. And these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls.
Among the fowls. Read on.
Okay. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, and the ostrich, and the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind. Every raven after his kind. And the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cacao, and the hawk after his kind. And the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gear eagle, and the stork, the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. All fowls that...
And a bat. So what is a bat? A bird. Okay? Just so you can understand. Read on.
All fowls that creep going upon all fours shall be an abomination unto you.
All fowls that creep going on all fours. These birds of prey and these birds that creep on all fours, they're abominations. Right? Read on.
Come on. It says, yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all four.
Okay, so there are some exceptions. Flying, creeping things that goeth upon all fours. What are they?
Which have legs above their feet to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat. The locust after his kind.
The what?
The locust.
The locust. So let's go here. You can eat this. Okay? John the Baptist, he ate these. There's a doctrine going around that he wasn't eating it. You know that?
So what the hell was he? Locust and honey.
We'll see what a locust represents.
Oh, no, he was eating the World War I planes.
This is what he was eating, man. And you could actually, certain Sicarii restaurants in California, you could get these. They fry it up, and the insides of these things, they look like watch this.
Why does Jake gotta try to? It says locust, bro. That's what it says. I don't get it. Jake is crazy.
Locust guts. Hold on, I want to say they look like a tangerine on the inside. Grasshopper.
Look, cooked locust.
See, look how it look.
That looks somewhat, appetizing.
You see, let me see, cooked.
Got some, some hot sauce on there.
See, look, I ain't gonna lie, I might not do that.
That does not look good. Neither does that.
I ain't gonna lie, I might not do that. But if you gotta get the inside of the mug, I might can deal with you there. Right? But go ahead.
Okay, even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind.
Ooh, the beetle. The white man's a devil.
You cannot eat them.
Certainly cannot do that.
Leviathan will eat them, though.
Go ahead. Not this beetle, though. Not this beetle. Go ahead.
It says...
See, these are the 6-leg beetle. You can't eat them niggas. Go ahead.
And the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. But all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet...
The flying beetle.
Which have 4 feet. Yeah.
Holy shit. I'm scared. I wouldn't eat it.
I wouldn't eat it either. I mean,
But it's lawful.
If I'm going to die, I'll eat it.
I might die. I'll be honest with you. I might starve to death. Where is this 4-footed beetle? Matter of fact, you know what? I'm bugging. Let me just look it up.
Yeah, I was about to say just...
What verse is this?
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 22. Okay. No, you cannot smoke weed.
No, hell no, you can't smoke no weed. Come on, nigga. You're bugging out.
Put the weed down.
Yeah, put the blunt down, my friend.
Put the blunt down. Put the Bible up.
That's right, yeah.
Beetle bong.
Okay. Salakia. This is not a beetle. This is it's a certain type of locust. These are all locusts it's talking about, but they translate as beetle, but it's a locust as well. So it's getting into all the different locusts. Because I'm looking, I'm like, look, hold on. These niggas got 6 legs, bro. Yeah. We can't eat nothing with 6 legs. I know that. So go ahead.
Yeah, can't eat that. Don't eat that beetle.
None of these beetles. And like you said, they don't even look at this nigga. I want to eat cuz.
Damn, no.
That nigga look like Batman.
No, he looks like it looks like the Batmobile, the air version.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even. And whosoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. The carcasses of every beast which divideth the hoof and is not cloven-footed nor cheweth the cud are unclean unto you. Everyone.
Of course, it says Salakia. What was 26? The carcass of every beast which divideth the hoof is not cloven-footed, right? And one that's not cloven-footed, don't chew the cud, are unclean. Everyone that touches them shall be unclean. Go ahead.
Okay. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all 4, these are unclean unto you.
Dogs, cats. Read.
Okay. It says, whoso toucheth their carcass shall be unclean until the even.
So you got to bury your dog or cat, you being ceremonially unclean until even. Go ahead.
And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. They are unclean unto you.
All right, go ahead.
These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth. The weasel.
The what?
The weasel.
The weasel. Okay.
Who the hell would want to eat a damn weasel?
The
Bro?
white man. Weasel.
That's just the answer, bro. The white man. He'll eat it. He's the white man is like the human.
Vietnam.
Oh, the gook.
Vietnam, they ate a weasel.
Look at that. Was that a gook and an Edomite? Back to back?
Yep.
The washpot and the devil. Give me a verse on weed, please. Genesis 1:20. Was it 28? 29?
Yeah. It's for you. Those herbs are for eating, not for eating and medicine, not for anything else.
Fish are for our friends, not food. Weed is for eating, not smoking.
So go ahead. What's the next one?
Geniuses. It says 28. And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. They are unclean unto you. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth, the weasel and the mouse.
The mouse. Y'all know what mouse is, right? Not this mouse. This one. Go ahead.
And the tortoise after his kind.
A turtle. Do not eat a turtle.
Would you want to eat a turtle?
Somebody eats turtles.
Probably Japheth.
Yeah, I'm sure them niggas eat turtles. Right, go ahead.
And the ferret.
No, the ferret. Remember people used to have pet ferrets back in the day? You can't eat cuz. Why would you want to?
That's what I'm saying.
You look like a raccoon. Go ahead.
Oh my God. And the chameleon. Who the hell would want to eat?
Who would want to eat chameleon here?
Oh, man.
Who would eat this, man? How sick are you?
You see that picture? Go to that picture on the bottom to the second tab. Yeah.
You want to eat this nigga?
Oh man.
Yellow spotted lizard. Thou shalt not eat. Go ahead.
The chameleon and the lizard.
Just any lizard.
Yeah.
Don't eat lizards. See? Pet iguana. Yellow spotted lizard. Look at cut. This thing is colorful, man.
Yeah.
You feel me? Go ahead.
And the snail. So no escargot.
Escargot, like the French, man. You Haitians want to be French so damn bad. Don't eat the escargot. Okay? And why would you want to? Go ahead.
You can't eat the food, okay? You can't eat that food. And the mole.
A mole and a mole to be in your yard? You better not ever try to eat it. That's such a hideous beast.
No, listen.
I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look
Yeah, good call.
I don't want to look at a lot of this stuff. I look at the lizards.
That actually, I'm going to try to watch something else later. So I can
get that image out of my mind.
Yeah, that's not good.
Go ahead.
These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doth touch them when they be dead shall be unclean till the even. And upon whatsoever any of them, whether they are dead, doth fall, it shall be unclean. Whether it be any vessel of wood or raiment or skin or sack, whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it must be put into water, and it shall be unclean until the even.
Yeah, when you touch one of these things and they're dead, you gotta get that. Whatever it is, it's got to get washed up.
No mushrooms either.
That's right. It's not a herb. That's a fungus.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So it shall be cleansed. Verse 33. It says, and every earthen vessel where into any of them falleth, whatsoever is in it shall be unclean, and ye shall break it. Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean. And all drink that may be...
Start that part up.
Okay.
What verse you at?
Verse 33.
Okay.
And every earthen vessel whereinto any of them falleth, whatsoever is in it shall be unclean, and ye shall break it.
So if an unclean animal was to fall into an earthen vessel like a clay pot, a clay cup, a clay plate, or bowl, you break it, thus saith the Lord. Read on. You shatter that.
Someone asked if we can eat cow balls.
Hey, my nigga, get him out of here. Get him out of here. I don't even understand that.
Time out. He seems to think he's a brother who just asked this dumb question.
If you would eat anybody's testicles, I would call you gay. Okay? For the record, I don't care what beast it is. You're gay. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's wow. And every earthen vessel whereinto any of them falleth, whatsoever is in it shall be unclean, and ye shall break it. Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean, and all drink that may be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean.
Read.
And everything.
So, for example, if you ordered a bacon or a cheeseburger, right, and they put bacon on it, right, it's unclean. Matter of fact, read 34 again.
And of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean. It's saying the water in reference if that the water that was contaminated by unclean beasts, if it comes onto the meat, that is going to be unclean.
Okay, because that water is contaminated.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, go ahead.
It says shall be unclean, and all drink that may be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean. And everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean. Whether it be oven or ranges for pots, they shall be broken down, for they are unclean and shall be unclean unto you.
Yeah, there's no good. So you're not supposed to eat. And once unclean things come on these stuff, you break them down, man. They're not good, man. You see what I'm saying? Throw it out if this unclean stuff come on it. Any of these carcass fall. If they mess around and accidentally put bacon on your burger, you go tell them niggas you need a whole new burger. Not that, oh, we just gonna take it off. No, whole new burger. You're not just peeling pepperoni off a pizza and eating it. No. I need a whole new pizza.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's no good. Throw it out. Have it back. Do whatever. You see what I'm saying? So read.
Yeah, turkey's lawful.
Certainly it's lawful. All right, a turkey vulture is not a turkey. It's a big ass vulture. So you can understand. Matter of fact, you know what? Because that's what people will go. So look, we're gonna go turkey.
What does evening mean? It just means to.
It means when the sun goes down.
Yeah.
Turkey, vulture, vulture. Turkey vulture is a large vulture. It's not a turkey. It's a vulture. Turkey is the descriptor, right? Let's look at turkey. See that? Nothing like a vulture.
At all.
Mother can't fly. Go ahead.
That reminds me of Northwest too, bro. You see them niggas walking down the street.
What about a damn peacock? Go ahead.
Who want to eat something?
Well, the East Indian, they worship the peacock, so they don't eat it, but go ahead.
It says, nevertheless, a fountain or pit wherein there is plenty of water shall be clean, but that which toucheth their carcass shall be unclean.
Yeah, so the part that touched it shall be unclean, but if there's a lot of water, then it's good. Go ahead.
Hold questions to the end. I mean, some of these are easy questions, but...
Yeah, just hold them to the end. We're trying to get through this. We still have 2 whole more chapters to get through, so go ahead.
Okay. It says, and if any part of their carcass fall upon any sowing seed, which is to be sown...
Where we at?
Verse 37.
Okay.
It shall be clean. The water, seeking wisdom.
Mm-hmm. The water says. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the chat, so... Yeah, the water. Y'all watching me. I'll try to break says. Go ahead.
It says, but if any water be put upon the seed, and any part of their carcass fall thereon, it shall be unclean unto you.
Mm-hmm.
And if any beast of which ye may eat die, he that toucheth the carcass thereof shall be unclean unto the even.
So touching any dead body, if it died, meaning not like we killed it, but if it died, if your cow got mad cow disease and it caused him to die, even though it's lawful and clean to eat a cow, it's unclean to touch the dead cow. Only time they clean is if they're slaughtered. Okay, read.
Okay. And he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean unto the even. He also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean unto the even.
Okay, read on.
And every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination; it shall not be eaten.
So the bugs, read.
Okay. Whatsoever goeth upon the belly, and whatsoever
goeth upon the belly like a worm, how it goes on its belly.
Okay.
Read.
Or whatsoever goeth upon all 4, or whatsoever hath more feet among all the creeping things that creep upon the earth, like a damn caterpillar.
Or a millipede, a centipede.
I don't want to, yeah. God. Them ye shall not eat, for they are an abomination. Ye shall not make yourselves abominable with any creeping thing that creepeth, neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye should be defiled thereby.
Mm-hmm.
For I am Yahweh your God, ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. For I am the Lord that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Ye shall therefore be holy unto me. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the law of the beast.
So we're separate. The other nations, they eat and do all this kind of madness. We're separate. We shall be holy because Yahweh is holy. So we practice these things to be holy, man. Read.
Come on. It says, this is the law of the beasts, and of the fowl, and of every living creature that moveth in the waters, and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten.
There we go. That's the law, right? So, moving on to 12. Go ahead.
This is Leviticus 12:1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a woman hath conceived seed, and born a man-child, then she shall be unclean 7 days.
So, if you have a baby and it's a boy, when you give birth, you're unclean 7 days. Read on.
According to the days of the separation.
Just like your period. After you give birth, you're unclean just like your period. Okay? That's ceremonially unclean, but also it's sexually unclean, meaning you can't have sex with a girl 7 days after she gives birth to a boy. Read.
Con.
Which, of course, you naturally can't do that anyway. All right, the doctor tell you, that she has to take time to heal, etc. Go ahead.
To the days of the separation for her infirmity shall she be unclean. And in the 8th day of the flesh of her foreskin shall be circumcised. Or his foreskin shall be circumcised.
We're not circumcising girls like the Cushites. Go ahead.
And she shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 33 days.
She shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 33 days. On top of 7, that's 40 days. She'll be ceremonially unclean. Read.
It says, she shall touch no hollow thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying be fulfilled.
So that is ceremonial purification. That's not sexual. So the first week after she bears a man child, that you can't have sex with her, right? But the after weeks, you could have sex with her, but she can't go into the temple, right? The same way, like if a girl is on her period, as long as she's bleeding, you can't have sex with her. But after she gets done bleeding, you could have sex with her, but she can't go to the temple. When you're off your period, there's still an extra week of purification. But you can have sex during that time, but you can't go to the temple. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with this, but the purification time is longer, right? So read on. Hold on 1 second. It's like, y'all, my son, he's up kind of early. He's usually asleep. Leave him alone, leave him alone, leave him alone. It's Hassad messing with him. Leave him alone, let him do his thing. Go ahead.
It says, but if she bear a maid child,
she has a girl. Read on.
Then she shall be unclean 2 weeks.
Then it's 2 weeks. So instead of 7 days, it's 2 weeks. So you can't deal with her for 2 weeks. Read on.
As in her separation, and she shall continue in the blood of her purifying 66 days.
66 days. That's 66 days on top of 2 weeks. So that's a total of 80 days that she wouldn't be able to go to the temple. 80 days after she gives birth. Read on.
And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled, for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring a lamb. She shall bring a lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, and a young pigeon or a turtle dove for a sin offering.
So this is what she brings. Read.
Unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation unto the priest, who shall offer it before the Lord and make an atonement for her, and she shall be cleansed from the issue of her blood. This is the law for her that hath borne a male or a female.
There you go. Read.
And if she be not able to bring a lamb, then shall she bring 2 turtles or 2 young pigeons, the one for the burnt offering and the other for a sin offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for her, and she shall be clean.
There you go. You wanted to verse chapter 13?
You wanted the end of 13, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is Leviticus chapter 13, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, when a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising, a scab, or bright spot, and it be in the skin of his flesh like the plague of leprosy, then shall he be brought unto Aaron the priest, or unto his sons the priests. And the priest shall look on this plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh. Keep going.
No, so like, just so y'all can see, deeper than the skin of his flesh, right? Deeper than the skin of his flesh. So like this is what leprosy looks like. Okay, so it's not like, you see this? It's deeper. Like you can see how it seems like somebody just cut her flesh all the way back. You see what I'm saying? Versus like a scab. Oh God, look at, you see a scab? This is not deeper than the skin of your, this is like a rising on your flesh. You see what I'm saying? It's not, it doesn't go past below the skin of your flesh. It's a cut. It's on your flesh, right? But then we deal with this, it's deeper than the skin of your flesh, right? So read on.
It says, my fault. Verse 3. And the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and where the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy, and the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. If the
So like it. Go ahead.
Come on. Me and Azariah going.
Azariah gonna read. Azariah read.
Come on. It says, verse 4.
Read, priest.
If the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and in sight be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof be not turned white, then the priest shall shut him up that hath the plague 7 days.
And the hair thereof be not turned white, right? Because a lot of times, you also have an albinism where it'll affect the hair. See this? They get this platinum. Look, this is she's black. See? See? Look what it does to the hair. So go ahead.
Come. And the priest shall look on him the 7th day, and behold, if the plague in his sight be at a stay, and the plague spread not in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days more.
7 more days. It's still there, but it ain't really grown, but it's still there. We got 7 more days. Read.
And the priest shall look on him again the 7th day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean.
It got darker, and it's not spreading. Okay, this is not leprosy. Read.
It is but a scab.
It's just a scab. This is a scab that, it was kind of questionable. Right? Go ahead.
And he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the scab spread much abroad in the skin,
like the sister we looking at, right? Spread much abroad in the skin.
After that he hath been seen of the priest for his cleaning,
like this. Go ahead.
Cleansing, he shall be seen of the priest again.
But if we thought it was a scab and he comes back and it's spread again, right? Read.
It says, and if the priest see that, behold, the scab spreadeth in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprosy. Yeah,
it's spread. Okay, it's unclean. A scab don't spread. Right? Go ahead.
When the plague of leprosy is in a man, then he shall be brought unto the priest. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and have turned the hair white, and there be quick raw flesh in the rising, it is an old leprosy in the skin of his flesh, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. And if a leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath the plague, from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh, then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean that hath the plague. It is all turned white, he is clean.
That? This is like her. You see her? She was born like this. She got leprosy, went through her whole body. See? That's now she's full leper. Now she be clean. What, son? Go ahead.
Come on. It says, but when
she looks like a white girl. That's crazy.
She look like her name is Amber.
Yeah, I like it. You can't if she told you she was black, man, you have a hard time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh man. It says, and the priest shall see the raw flesh and pronounce him to be unclean, for the raw flesh is unclean, it is a leprosy. Or if the raw flesh turn again and be changed into white, he shall come unto the priest. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the plague be turned into white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean that hath the plague, he is clean. The flesh also, in which even in the skin thereof was a boil, and is healed, and in the place of the boil there be a white rising, or a bright spot, white and somewhat reddish, and it be showed to the priest, and if when the priest seeth it, behold, it be in sight lower than the skin, and the hair thereof be turned white, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy broken out of the boil.
That's right. The plague of leprosy is broken out of the boil. That's what that is. And you know it because it's turning the hair white. Hold on, look. You see how hers is at the top. It's bad if it turns the hair white. That's how you really know. But sometimes you just get a scab or a boil, and it's not going to affect your hair color, right? So read.
It says, but if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hairs therein, and if it be not lower than the skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And if it spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague.
There you go. Read on.
But if the bright spot stay in his place and spread not, it is a burning boil, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Or if there be any flesh in the skin, whereof there is a hot burning, and the quick flesh that burneth have a white bright spot, somewhat reddish or white, then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the hair in the bright spot be turned white, and it be in sight deeper than the skin, it is a leprosy broken.
It's a leprosy. So one of the main determining factors is if a scab or there's a white spot on you and it's causing the hair that's there to turn white, it's a leprosy. You just got a scab. You just got a scab. You got a scab right now on your arm. Let's say you got a black hair on your arm. You get a scab on your arm. It ain't going to turn your hair white. If it turns your hair white, now we have a problem. Right? If your hair is just turning white, though, there's not a scab anywhere, nigga, you just getting old. Go ahead.
Yeah. It says, it is a leprosy broken out of the burning, wherefore the priest shall pronounce him unclean. Mm-hmm. It is the plague of leprosy. Mm-hmm. But if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hair in the bright spot, and it be no lower than the other skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And the priest shall look upon him the 7th day, and if it be spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is the plague of leprosy.
There you go. Go ahead.
And if the bright spot stay in his place, and spread not in the skin, but it be somewhat dark, it is a rising of the burning, and the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is an inflammation of the burning.
You just got it. You just inflamed. That's all. Go ahead.
If a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scowl, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. And if the priest look on the plague of the scowl, and behold, it be not sight deeper than the skin, and that there is in no black hair in it, then the priest shall shut him up that had the plague of the scowl 7 days. And in the 7th day the priest shall look on this plague, and behold, if the scowl spread not, and there be in it no yellow hair, and the scowl be not in sight deeper than the skin, he shall be shaven, but the scowl shall he not shave, and the priest shall shut him up that hath the scowl 7 days more.
You see that? So it's something on your head. You know, people have different things, dandruff issues and things of that nature. That's just something on your head. You see what I'm saying? It's because what's happening is it's creating flakes on top of your head, or something to that effect. That's not a leprosy, but when it's that's what it means. It's on top of the skin. But when it's deeper than the skin, that's how you know it's a leprosy. Boy, got something. Go ahead.
It says, and in the 7th day the priest shall look on the scowl, and behold, if the scowl be not spread in the skin, nor be in sight deeper than the skin.
See, look at this. See how the scab and then the white hair? See what I'm saying? That's what we talking about. That's it. Go ahead.
It says, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. And if the scowl spread much in the skin after his cleansing, then the priest shall look on him, and behold, if the scowl be spread in the skin, the priest shall not seek for the yellow hair, he is unclean. But if the scowl be in his sight at a stay, and that there is black hair grown up therein, the scowl is healed, he is clean.
If you got a scowl, it's got black hair, right? It didn't affect your hair like that. So that's not what leprosy is. Go ahead.
And the priest shall pronounce him clean. If a man also or a woman have in the skin of their flesh bright spots, even white bright spots, then the priest shall look, and behold, if the bright spots in the skin of their flesh be darkish white, it is a freckled spot that groweth in the skin, he is clean.
Freckles, what's it?
A freckled spot that groweth in the skin, he is clean.
Hold on. There's something I'm thinking about. Go ahead, keep reading.
And the man whose hair is fallen off his head, he is bald, yet he is clean.
Okay, let's deacon.
I was gonna say it, but I was like, you know what?
People talking about he shaves his head. He don't shave his head. The brother's bald. Okay, that's what it is. The brother is bald. All right.
You never seen the damn SpongeBob movie? Bald.
Yeah, it's funny. See, this is these various things here. Okay, he's bald, but he's clean. He's clean now. He's clean now. See this? LL Cool J. You think he just rocks a bald head? He didn't have to take a razor to this front part. That hair's gone. This is the same thing of our beloved deacon. Okay, read on.
It says, and if there be in the bald head or bald forehead a white reddish sore, it is a leprosy sprung up in his bald head or his bald forehead.
Yeah, there's a leprosy that can spring up. Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second. So like here, let me just turn the phone off. All right, here you go. And there being the bald head or bald forehead, a white reddish sore, it is a leprosy sprung up in the bald head or his bald forehead. Then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the rising of the sore be white reddish in his bald head or in his bald forehead, as the leprosy appeareth in the skin of his flesh, he is a leprous man, he is unclean. The priest shall pronounce him utterly unclean. His plague is in his head.
He's utterly unclean. There's no helping this nigga. Go ahead.
And the leper in whom the plague is, his clothes shall be rent, and his head bare, and he shall put a covering upon his upper lip, and shall cry, unclean, unclean.
See that unclean? So when you're a leper, you get basically, exiled into the wilderness, and you gotta yell unclean. Like when anybody come by, you gotta go unclean. You see what I'm saying? You have to say it, because whatchamacallit, this nigga got alopecia of vitiligo overlap syndrome. God damn, that's bad. Praise the Most High, I ain't got nothing like that. But yeah, so basically what's happening is that's what you have to do. You get put out and you gotta yell unclean to let people know you unclean, don't come around you. Right? So go ahead. That's where you get that concept, or he was treated like a leper, he was cast out like a leper. That's where that comes from, because that's how we would do the lepers. Be on the outside in the wilderness screaming out unclean. Go ahead. Oh man. Garçon, Vinny. Vinny, what you doing? Man, this kid, man. Garçon. What is wrong with you? Alright, go ahead.
Okay. All the days wherein the plague shall be in him, he shall be defiled. He is unclean. He shall dwell alone. Without the camp shall his habitation be.
Away from Israel. Go ahead.
The garment also that the plague of leprosy is in, whether it be a woolen garment or a linen garment, whether it be in the warp or woof of linen or of woolen, whether in a skin or in anything made of skin. And if the plague be greenish or reddish in the garment or in the skin, either in the warp or in the woof, or in anything of skin, it is a plague of leprosy, and shall be showed unto the priest. And the priest shall look upon the plague and shut it up that hath the plague 7 days.
Yeah, like they're not showing it. They don't have no pictures of it. But your skin, your clothes, they get them white spots in it and stuff like that, greenish spots rising like a bleach type of spot.
Yeah.
Like stuff like this. That's called a leprosy of your clothes. Okay, read on.
It says, and he shall look on the plague on the 7th day. If like the plague,
go ahead.
If the plague be spread in the garment, either in the warp or in the woof, or in a skin, or in any work that is made of skin, the plague is spreading leprosy. It is unclean. He shall therefore burn that garment, whether warp or woof, in woolen or in linen, or anything of skin.
You said, hold on, Salakia, read that part, the part before that.
Verse 52. He shall therefore burn that garment.
No, before that.
Verse 51. And he shall look on the plague on the 7th day. If the plague be spread in the garment, either in the warp or in the woof, or in a skin, or any work that is made of skin, the plague is a fretting leprosy. It is unclean.
So yeah, when you have the bleach spots or something like that looks like this, you wait 7 days. And you check after 7 days if it's spreading. If it just is the same spots, it's not leprosy. But if it's spreading in your garment, right? Like let's say it started here and then 7 days later, nigga, it's all it is. Okay, now what we have is leprosy, right? Read on.
It says, verse 52. He shall therefore burn that garment, whether warp or woof, in woolen or in linen, or anything of skin, wherein the plague is, for it is a fretting leprosy. It shall be burnt in the fire.
And you got to burn it. Go ahead.
And if the priest shall look, and behold, the plague be not spread in the garment, either in the warp or in the woof, or in anything of skin, then the priest shall command that they wash the thing wherein the plague is.
Wash that damn thing. Go ahead.
And he shall shut it up 7 days more.
Shut it up 7 more days. Read on.
And the priest shall look upon the plague after that it is washed, And behold, if the plague have not changed its color, and the plague be not spread, it is unclean. Thou shalt burn it in the fire.
Yeah, so if you wash this thing and it's still there, you got to burn it. Go ahead.
Thou shalt burn it in the fire. It is fret inward, whether it be bare within or without.
Go ahead.
And if the priest look, and behold, the plague be somewhat dark after the washing of it, then he shall rend it out of the garment, or out of the skin, or out of the warp, or out of the woof. And if it appears still in the garment, either in the warp or in the woof, or in anything of the skin, it is a spreading plague. Thou shalt burn that wherein the plague is with fire.
Go ahead.
In the garment, either warp or woof, or whatsoever thing of skin it be, which thou shalt wash, if the plague be departed from them, then it shall be washed the second time, and it shall be clean. This is the law of the plague of leprosy in a garment of woolen or linen, either in the warp or woof, or anything of skins, to pronounce it clean or to pronounce it unclean.
That was it?
That's 13.
Is it on 13? Okay, perfect. So with that, y'all, we're going to wrap up. My son is wilding, so we ain't got time for questions. But we appreciate everyone who came and watched. Hope everybody was edified. The water, again, to all of the super chatters. We're going to keep this up, Tuesday nights, Wednesday morning-ish, every week, going into the history, going into the Torah, etc. Most High will. Again, though, do remember, Miami and Atlanta, December 14th to the 16th in Atlanta, January 24th to the 27th is going down. See y'all there. All praise again to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Barak Atham, Shalom.
Shalom.